Million plus prize can only be won in Arkansas. There are 2 lotto drawings every week, and the jackpot keeps growing until there's a winner. Join the fun and play Lotto today. A $2 ticket could change your life. Get yours in stores or on the Jackpocket app. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
I'm Hunter Bell at Bell Chevrolet. We know the best part of being in Arkansas is the people. That's why we believe you're not just customers. You're our friends and family. We're determined to go above and beyond to help make things a little easier. And we put in the hours every day so we can take care of our families and you can take care of yours.
We are here for you, Arkansas. Come help us make it even better at Bale. Shop Bale Chevrolet and BaleChevrolet.com today. Find new roads.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
The warm-up continues with sunshine again today, a high around 68, and tonight's low just drops down to 46. The 70s back for Wednesday with a few more clouds and a few scattered showers expected Thursday. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Hey, it's Matt Zimmerman for Telco Federal Credit Union. Looking for your next truck and shocked by the prices? As a member of Telco Federal Credit Union, they can help finance your next purchase, whether from a dealership or from an individual. Telco can even finance your out-of-state funds, and if needed, they can help with vehicle values and negotiation tips. The local team at Telco Federal Credit Union will find you the right loan, the lowest rate, and make the process easy. Stop in, log on, or call 501-375-5321.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
A motorcycle seems pretty simple. It has one engine, 2 wheels, and plenty of attitude. But you crash one of these babies, and things get complicated quick. That's when you need these guys.
At Rainwater Holton Section, we keep it simple. When the insurance company tries to pay you less, we fight to get you more.
No hassle, no confusing legal terms, and no fee unless we get money for you.
Keep it simple. Call Rainwater, Holt, and Sexton. Motorcycle crash, anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888.
Non-lawyer spokesperson. Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Live from the Hogg's Meat Market Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
All right, welcome in. Big weekend, 4-day weekend. Glad to be back. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin. It is Out of Bounds. And we got game tonight. It is game night. Arkansas and A&M. A&M, Arkansas, another double-digit favorite. No. Arkansas, another.
You said it right the first time.
Yeah. A&M, a double-digit favorite. Arkansas, double-digit underdog. Once again, they covered Saturday, though. I thought they played well Saturday, Joe. I was a little optimistic about the way they played.
Is that where it is now that people are thinking about with this basketball season? You're wanting to look at it from a wager standpoint. You get great wagers courtesy of Bet Saracen. So is that where it is? You look at it from that standpoint to say you're either going to go with Arkansas or go against them.
Yeah, I think we all hate moral victories, but maybe where we are with this season right now, that when they can go on the road and when they're expected, and I think a lot of Razorback fans, I know my circle, they expected Arkansas to get blown out and get embarrassed again. the deck was kind of stacked against them Saturday. Mississippi State's good at home. Arkansas hasn't had any success in the hump in a long time. Mississippi State was off last week, so they had all week to prepare for Arkansas. I thought it was going to be ugly, and it wasn't. Arkansas hung in there. They got down a couple of times, and you thought, okay, they're going to go through that drought, and next thing you know, a 6-point game is going to be a 16-point game. It didn't happen, and Arkansas just hung in there, kept fighting, took the lead, and had a chance at the very end to make a play and win it with less than a minute to go, or at least take the lead again with less than a minute to go. And our guy, L. Ellis, I thought he made a heck of a play, drove in, stopped in the lane, then dished it back out to Devo. I really wish Devo would have taken that shot. He was 2 of 3 from the three-point line up to that moment, and for some reason he didn't pull the trigger and drove in to where everybody was in the lane, because when L drove in, everybody collapsed on him. He was able to throw it out to Devo, take that shot. I think that's a good quality shot, feet set, take that three. Instead, Devo drives in, try to get it to, he tried to make a play and get it to Mitchell, but turnover happens, and that was really the ball game. Mississippi State hit their free throws, and Arkansas never had a good chance after that to take the lead or tie it up.
You have to take the open shot when it is available, but Devo in that moment was being the team player that he is and trying to get somebody else involved. The first half made the difference in the game, because if you look at the scoring and the way it broke down, the second half was pretty much a wash, where I think Mississippi State outscored Arkansas by 1 or vice versa. Mm-hmm. So it was the first half where they ended up coming up short. Arkansas outscored Mississippi State by 1 in the second half. So, yeah, first half was the difference in the game, where Mississippi State goes to halftime with the lead.
Saturday was crazy because, I don't know about you, but my AT&T internet went out. My Wi-Fi went out throughout the house. I'm watching the game in the first half, and all of a sudden just pop goes off. And I look at my wife, and she was working on her computer, and she's like, "Oh, this computer, it's so slow. I can't get anything to work." I'm like, "I think the internet just went out." And then a couple seconds later, my daughter's like, "I don't have any internet." I'm like, "Yep, internet's out in the whole house." So I'll go reset the router. Then I'm on the phone with AT&T. I'm trying to watch the game on my phone. It was just mass chaos. I'm like, that's why I should have went to walk-ons a little earlier and been there and watched the game. But during the post-game show, it came out, some of our listeners on the post-game show, same thing happened to them. It was a mass outage, and a lot of people were scrambling trying to watch the game in the second half. But yeah, I was having to watch it on my phone until I got to walk-ons.
That's why a lot of people don't fully trust going streaming only, and they still hang on to some kind of platform where you don't have to worry about just going to streaming only, where it's cable, satellite, something. That's the chance you're taking, because that could happen at any time.
I think this is only the second time in now 5 years it's ever gone out at my house. The other time was when it was a newer neighborhood and construction in the neighborhood, and it accidentally got cut. And so they had to come back and fix it. But
that had to be a big-time headache too.
Yeah, for everybody, yeah. But luckily it was like only a day. And the Saturday it was just a couple of hours, but still.
How dependent we are on that now. Everybody is really dependent on having some Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm. It's like anything. Electricity, water, cable. You don't know how much you miss it until it's gone. And then you realize how dependent you are on it. So the Razorbacks tonight go to College Station. And once again, it's not a place where they've had a whole lot of success. 2019 is the last victory at College Station. And this is I hate to say a must-win game for A&M, but it's pretty darn close to it. The Aggies are 6-6, treading water in the SEC. Right now, I saw Lenardi has them on the bubble as the one of the 11 seeds that do not have to play a play-in game. So they're right there to where if they lost at home to Arkansas, they would be off of that bubble and maybe be on the outside looking in. And the schedule down the stretch is pretty tough for Texas A&M too. So this is a game they have to – I said I wasn't going to say have to, but I think they have to win. The A&M knows they can't afford to lose to Arkansas at home. And I think, with the way the first game went down in Fayetteville, Arkansas built a 20-point lead, and then A&M comes storming back, takes the lead. Remember, this is the game where Tremont Mark hits the game winner with 1.1 seconds left. So I feel like A&M's got a little chip on their shoulder tonight. I don't feel good about this one at all.
A&M is playing like that pretty much all season because of the fact that we saw down the stretch they did play really well, and it seemed like they had earned an NCAA tournament spot, and they didn't get in. So they've been there before, and now you come into this season not knowing exactly what you need to do, but the most important thing for them is to try to win each and every game and not leave it in the hands of the committee, which has been done before, where it looked like they did everything they needed to do, and they still came up short. So when that's happened to you before as a team, you're just trying to take it out of the committee's hands at that point and leave no doubt that you deserve to be in.
We'll talk more about the Aggies coming up. Let's take some phone calls, 661-1037. Phone lines are open, 661-1037. I guess maybe that's kind of our question of the day. How you feel like Arkansas will play tonight against Texas A&M? They're a 10.5. Let me look real quick. Check the latest line from Bet Saracen. 11.5 point underdog.
Same line as they went into the previous game.
Mississippi State.
Yep.
Remember that one too? This one started at 10.5 also. I saw it last night at 10.5, went to 11.5, back to 10.5. Now it's back to 11.5. So it's been moving quite a bit. They haven't settled on the number yet, but right now 11.5 dogs. Let's go to Jason in Hot Springs. Jason, what's up?
Hey, Wes. Hey, John. Joe, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
Hey, Wes. I'm just checking about the baseball team going on. They won 3 out of 4 in Fayetteville. They won 4-0 on Sunday, so they 3-1 over the weekend. What's the ranking on the baseball team? The rankings. Are we ranked up to number 2 this week?
Yeah, one of the polls, D1 Baseball, and that's kind of the one I follow. I like the guys at D1 Baseball. They moved them up one spot to number 2. Another one of the polls kept them at number 2. I think there's 3 or 4. There's 4 or 5 actually polls. They're anywhere from 2 to 4, maybe 5 in one poll. But D1 Baseball did move them up one spot to number 2.
Yes, because I know they are really, really good. Their pitching is really, really good, and I know that we got a busy weekend with baseball. They got that they travel to Arlington. They got that to Oklahoma State. That's gonna be a good game, and they play the Michigan Wolverines on Sunday. How you? I want you to talk on that West State baseball team coming up this weekend with the Oklahoma State and the Michigan this weekend, and the basketball team's gonna do. It's going to be a really close one. I think A&M's going to put it out. I don't think A&M's going to win that game. I think they're going to do the plays down stretch, and I ain't going to listen. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate the call. Let's go baseball first. Pitching, got off to a rough start with Hagen Smith. Only lasted 1 inning, but then I tell you, maybe Big Will McIntyre out of Bryant may have been one of the 3 best stories of the weekend. 2 pitching performances out of the bullpen Friday and Monday. Gave up nothing but 0. Well, I gave up 1 run in 7 innings, I believe. You'll take that out of your bullpen every single day. Cody Frank came back from his torn lat muscle and looked outstanding. That was another big story. And then yesterday, I would say Colin Fisher, the true freshman out of Oklahoma, man, he came in and just put up zeros for 5 straight innings, and he made it look easy. They just kept hitting it at the Razorbacks. He didn't have a ton of strikeouts, but a lot of first pitch outs and a lot of easy innings for Colin Fisher. It's one of those performances you're like, maybe they got a little something there in case one of the guys for the weekend falters and doesn't turn out like they think. I guess maybe Hagen Smith had the worst outing, but I don't think anybody's worried about Hagen Smith. Molina had 9 strikeouts, but he also gave up, I think, 3 earned runs in his last inning. That was the one game they lost, and it was just a bad game, honestly. They had base running mistakes. They had a fielding mistake. They had too many walks from their pitchers, and they played the game poorly and deserved to lose that game because James Madison played well.
Starting pitching is important. That's where the focus goes for most, but bullpen pitching is valuable. And so with some of those games where the starting pitching doesn't go deep into the game, now you have to rely on that bullpen, and that's why they're so valuable, which, sometimes is out of sight, out of mind for most people because they're thinking about how good the starting pitchers are. But the bullpen, they're just as important.
Hagen Smith is so valuable as a Friday night guy because you expect to get, once the season gets going and he gets his pitch count up there, you expect 5 at the worst from him. You're really thinking 6, maybe 7. And that's a great way to get the series started because then all of a sudden, if you take care of business, then your bullpen only has to pitch a couple innings. And maybe he's done such a good job and your bats have done a good job and you're up, 6, 7 runs and you don't have to use your key bullpen guys on Friday night. Then you come back on a Saturday and you got a fresh bullpen. So you've got a double advantage. You've already won a game and your bullpen's ready to go with your top guys. And then that's why it's so important to have it back. Brady Tigert next. Tiger gave you 5 innings. Looked really good on game 2 on Saturday. And you just keep pushing it back to where maybe you don't have to use your studs in the bullpen till Sunday. And normally, SEC starters on a Sunday, that's when you see some double-digit games because their pitching staff, they're down to their number 3 starter and their bullpen's worn out. Well, maybe Arkansas can be in such good position because of what Hagen Smith and Brady Tigert have done. They've got their key pieces ready to go on a Sunday.
Only problem with that is from the pitching standpoint is – going into that first game, you're talking ace versus ace. So every team has that same mentality. Now it's up to how do you counter that? How's your batting? How are they able to come through for you? Because every team has that same mindset where it's like, okay, we got our guy going this first game, and he should be able to give us so much, but sometimes it's not going to happen for you.
Yep. That's why it's important to jump on that guy on Friday night. Try to knock him out early and mess up their whole plans for the weekend. Basketball-wise, to get back to your point, yes, A&M's going to be very difficult tonight. I can't put my finger on A&M, Joe, why they aren't better. I mean, they've got 2 really good scores. Heck, we saw it in Fayetteville in the first game with Wade Taylor, the 4th. He had a career-high 30 – what did he end up with?
37, I think it was. Somewhere around
41.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so he
hit
41.
the free throws at the end.
Yeah, Tremont Mark was in the 30s.
35 for Tremont Mark. So Wade Taylor, excellent player. Boots Radford, another really good player. They're big. They've got big guys down low. I don't know what they're missing. I don't know why, and I like their head coach a lot.
Always like Buzz.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I would have expected for SEC portion of their schedule to be better than 6-6. They've got a couple of those, head-scratching losses. LSU at home was one of those. Remember the first game of the conference? I was like, what happened there? But they've defended home court against some very good – they've got 3 home court victories over ranked teams. So they're good at home, but then they go and lose at Vanderbilt the other night. And you're like, how does that happen? To a team this good – with some of the victories that they have, what are they missing to where they're struggling on some nights?
Home is really important to them, but we know, and that's every team because we go into the season talking about Arkansas defending home court, and they should have only 2 home losses at the most, and so that is kind of the mindset. Now, most teams are a lot better at home than they are on the road, and that's what we're getting from Texas A&M. So tonight they do come into the game with that mentality. It's a home game. This is a team that we've seen before. We know what they bring to the table. They're thinking they should come out of this game with a win.
Yeah, they have to. That's they can't afford another bad home loss. I mean, LSU's a bad home loss. LSU's not an NCAA tournament team. I know LSU went on the road Saturday and surprised South Carolina, but that still doesn't put LSU in the tournament. This is a team that can't afford to lose to Arkansas at home, and they should be playing desperate with a desperate mindset tonight. They're a very good rebounding team. They have one of he is the country's top offensive rebounder, averaging over 4 a game. And that's Anderson Garcia. I think that's his name, Garcia. Yes, he had 5 offensive rebounds against Arkansas in the first matchup, 12 rebounds overall. So he was a little above his average of 4. I think it's 4.4 a game. Offensive rebounds he's averaging a game. It's a huge weapon. This is a team that can rebound it. They got scorers. They got a point guard. So I don't know what they're missing, but I think they'll come out desperate tonight. And I don't know how many times I got to say it, but I don't feel good about Arkansas's chances tonight. But then again, I didn't feel good against them on Saturday against Mississippi State, and they played very well.
A&M's been up and down, and that record reflects it. Whether they are 500 in conference at 6-6, but you mentioned some of the good wins that they've had at home. Kentucky and Tennessee, that's 2 of the best. But then Ole Miss and there was another one. LSU, yeah, those 2.
Yeah, Florida at the time was ranked. Florida may be ranked again this week. They may have been ranked yesterday, but they beat Florida at home earlier this season also. We're going to talk more Razorback basketball today. El Ellis joins us about 2:10. We'll get his thoughts on the Mississippi State game, look ahead to Texas A&M, and just how the team is looking and what they're thinking the last couple of games. Coach Z jumps on here at 2:30. He's already down there. He's at College Station getting ready for tonight's broadcast, so we'll get some last-minute thoughts from him. And then Joe Klein at 3 o'clock today. So a lot of Razorback talk coming your way. We also have some Razorback baseball talk. Kendall Diggs will join us in our next segment. He had a good weekend. In fact, he had the best weekend of the hitters. He leads the team in average. He had a couple of doubles. Just I thought he had a very good weekend. Had some walks. Just what I saw out of him at the plate was everything I thought we were going to get out of Kendall Diggs.
Exactly what we expect to get from him. And so we're looking forward to a really good season from Kendall Diggs, who is a clutch hitter, but now he's bringing something in the outfield. Brought something last season, but looking to do a little more this season.
Yeah, got to ask him about a couple plays. How bad the wind was on Friday. Remember we were talking about during the show and watching the game, and he overran the ball in the first inning with Hagen Smith, and the wind blew it back over his head on that foul line. And then Bubba Carpenter said he just barely missed a grand slam, missed it by millimeters. So I want to find out how close he was to hitting the grand slam home run. And two, just how he feels about the team. It's funny because baseball's just a different animal. You know, I saw a post from somebody this morning. The Major League Baseball team wins 100 games. That's a great year. There's 162 games in a year. If you win 100, that means you lose 62 times.
Right.
Baseball, you lose games. And so I saw it online. They didn't sweep James Madison. They only won 3 out of 4. You know, there was a little like, well, I thought this team was really good. You just got to keep in mind, this is baseball, and sometimes when you don't play well, you get beat. And that's what happened on Sunday. They did not play well, and they got beat. The only thing that I was a little surprised with was the scoring. I thought they would, not that I'm expecting to beat James Madison 15-5 every game, but, you look up and they only scored 4 yesterday. The game they lost, what was that, 7-4?
7-3.
7-3. I thought they would score more runs. Now, with this lineup, I thought they were primed to, average 7, 8, 9 runs a game against teams like James Madison. Now, this weekend, it's going to be a little tougher, but that was the only thing. But you could blame it on the weather. It was cold. First day was miserable, but not prime conditions. And sometimes, a lot of times, pitching's ahead of hitting to start the season. So maybe that's part of it, too.
In a 4-game series, and they don't play many of those throughout the season, you'll take 3-1 every time.
Oh, yeah.
Because the only thing you can do better than that is go 4-0, win every game. So 3-1 for a 4-game series is great.
No, they usually if you can go 20-10 in the SEC, you're going to win the SEC. Right around 20 wins will get you the SEC title. That's taking 2 out of 3 every single weekend. And I'll sign me up right now. 2 out of 3 every weekend. In fact, this weekend's going to be like an SEC competition. You've got some good teams. Oregon State's number 7 in the country. Oklahoma State, they're not ranked. Neither is Michigan. Oklahoma State, I think, had who they played? Was it Sam Houston? I saw they got upset one night. I don't know how they did for the entire weekend, but we know Oklahoma State, 9 times out of 10 is a regional team or a super regional team. that'll be good competition. And Michigan's been one of the better teams, best teams out of the Big Ten now for a couple of years. So that'll be 3 good tests. If they can take 2 out of 3, I'll take it right now.
Those are the teams that are looking to play for something to prove. They're trying to prove something when they play against a team like Arkansas, who is highly ranked. They're trying to come away with a win and show that they do belong in that top 25.
Oh, it's a feather in their cap. Arkansas's got the target on their back at this tournament. They come in as the highest-ranked team at number 2. So Oregon State wants to send a message. We need to be up there a little higher. 7's not good enough. They go in, beat number 2 Arkansas. They got something to talk about then. Same with Michigan. Same with Oklahoma State. Knock off Arkansas. That's a huge feather in your cap. We'll talk more about the weekend to Arlington. I'm excited about this. Not excited. It's Flow Sports again, I believe. Not excited about that.
Well, you get something, though.
Maybe
it could be worse. It could be where it's not, you don't have any options.
I may be listening to Phil, and I guess Phil's going down because we got women's basketball. I don't know how they'll handle it for the radio network.
That takes priority as the season is still going on.
He missed a game this weekend for women's basketball.
Okay, so we'll see how they do with it then.
Coming up next, Kendall Diggs will join us. Thanks to Stephen Elmore and his insurance group. Very excited to have Kendall Diggs this season. Stephen Elmore Shelter Insurance. He's coming up next. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
103.7 The Buzz is your home for Arkansas Razorback basketball. Coverage is brought to you by Red River Ford, Lion Legal, Central Arkansas Cadillac Dealers, Malvern National Bank, and Genesis of Conway.
This is SportsCenter.
In college basketball over the weekend, Woodrock beat Southern Indiana 80-62 behind Jameer Chaplin's 22 points and 6 rebounds and Mikal Mitchell's 18 points and 11 rebound double-double. It was the Trojans' 5th straight win. They're 10-4 in OVC play, just 1 game back of Morehead State. They'll take on Southeast Missouri State on Thursday. Arkansas State is also streaking as they've won 5 of their last 6 games. They took down South Alabama at 76-73. They'll face Troy on Thursday. And Pine Bluff won Saturday against Alabama State but lost to Alabama A&M last night. They'll host Prairie View on this upcoming Saturday. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Rick Pennington of Lions Drug. We have great news. Generic Cialis is now available at a huge savings. We have Tadalafil, the FDA-approved generic of Cialis, in a 20-milligram tablet at a savings of up to 80%. We have the 5-milligram daily tablets for less than $3 a pill. Lions Drug continues to be your go-to pharmacy for men's health. What are you waiting for? Call us today at 844-676-2247 or go to our website at lionsdrug.com.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Shelter Agent Kyle Stone in Pine Bluff, Grant Westmoreland in Sheridan, or Sam Eklund in Star City.
Join Fitz Hill, the Doctor of Football, each Thursday night at 7 for the West Rock Coffee Recruiting Intelligence Report. The Doctor of Football will keep you up to date with the latest recruiting analysis. Brought to you in part by Ortho Rehab, Express Airport Parking, Diamond Medical, Blue Train, and Authentic Manhood. Only on your fun and game station, 103.7 The Buzz.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. Arkansas treasure Maya Angelou writes, "The woman who survives intact and happy must be at once tender and tough. She must have convinced herself that she, her values, and her choices are important. In a time and world where males hold sway and control, the pressure upon women to yield their right of way is tremendous. And it is under those very circumstances that the woman's toughness must be in evidence." Double B salutes the wonderful women of Arkansas, and our 34 locations around the state are here to bring quality, convenience, and value to you. Come on by, and you'll be greeted like family with a warm welcome to Doublebee's. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
Are you ready for a better forklift experience? River Valley Tractor and Castle Forklift have teamed up to manage your material handling needs. From diesel, lithium, propane, and so much more, Castle's product line is versatile, ready for the next generation of consumers to make every job easier. Step into the future of forklift innovation. Choose Castle. Visit River Valley Tractor, your authorized Castle forklift dealers in Central Arkansas.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse on 65th and University has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has it. Like step bars, bed covers, toolboxes, and ladder racks, as well as gooseneck, fifth wheel hitches, and drop hitches. All this and more can be found at Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse, a WeatherTech Diamond dealer, 501-568-0040, or online at arkansastruck.com. And ask about the all-new RSI Smart Cap.
Make your tailgate the party of the parking lot by getting the best meats in all of Arkansas at Hogg's Meat Market, the steak people.
Let's talk a little baseball. Diamond Hogs take 3 of 4 over the weekend. We're going to have Kendall Diggs on with us usually every Monday, but yesterday they were playing, and we were off for President's Day, so couldn't have him on yesterday, so we got Kendall Diggs on today. Big thanks to Stephen Elmore, Shelter Insurance, for sponsoring the segment. Kendall, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. How about you?
I'm fantastic. All right, give me a grade. Taking 3 out of 4 from James Madison. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I think it was really good. First weekend out, there's lots of positives, a lot of things that we realize, we need to work on as well. But, I think it's really good to get out there with this. We have a lot of new guys as well, and we've meshed really well as a team, but it was good to get out there and, get 3 wins. Lots of happen. It's baseball. It's a long season, and there's lots of things we can take from it, and we're just going to keep building on it.
What are some of those things you're going to take from it, Kendall? And you mentioned things to still work on. What's standing out to you about that?
Yeah, for sure. If you look back at the game that we did lose, we had a couple base running errors, just kind of more mental on the mental side of the game, and that comes with we've been working on it. Coach Van Horn's huge on those little details, especially in the sport. That's the difference in winning and losing a lot of games, and it happens. It happens, a whole lot. But the whole goal is to minimize those mistakes, and so things like that. Maybe first weekend out. Some guys maybe just trying to do a little bit too much, maybe a little bit too amped up, all that kind of stuff. But, we got to realize, it's the same sport we've been working on, playing our whole entire lives. We've been training for the past, 4 or 5 months for this moment. So there's no reason to go out there and be uptight. It's just the same thing we've been doing every day. So
we're talking with Kendall Diggs, thanks to Stephen Elmore, Shelter Insurance. Kendall leads the team in hits, batting average after the first weekend. 6 for 15, 3 doubles, not too shabby. How'd you feel about your performance?
Yeah, man. It was a good start. It was really good to get out there. I think one of those doubles, I could thank the wind a little bit for that. The wind was a little wild this weekend, but it's really good. It felt really good to get out there in front of the fans and just be able to put some good baseball out there and get some wins for not only the program but the state. The first couple of days, it was cold. The swing wasn't feeling really, really good, but, really came in early the next couple of days, talked to some of the coaches on what they see, watched some video, and, the last couple of days I felt really, really good in the box. So I'm excited for this upcoming weekend.
We were watching the game Friday during our show, and I saw that double, and that left fielder didn't even come close to it. That wind must have been terrible because
it was funny. It was funny, but good thing they preach us. We're running hard out of the box no matter what for that exact reason right there. Because in the books it looks like it was a liner in the gap or something like that. So.
Well, the wind gave you a hit there, but it also, I believe, took away an out when Hagen Smith in that first inning. You had a ball down that right field line, and you were fighting the stands and the wind, and it blew it over your head.
It did. I came in a little bit too hard. Ended up jumped up. It did tip my glove, but it did. It blew it back a little bit more in the stands. But I mean, the wind's a factor there. But honestly, we knew that coming into it. I could have made a better read and made that play for Hagen, which stings a little bit now. But that stuff like that happens. I think every day when we get back out there, we're just going to keep getting better. So.
Kendall, the second game had the highest output of runs on both sides. You guys scored 15, and then James Madison scores 5. So what was it about game 2 that had such a high run output?
Yeah, man. I think after that first game, guys, like maybe that first game jitters, that stuff's out of the way. We showed up. We know what we needed to do. A lot of guys calmed down, and like we said, for us, I think the big thing is, like this weekend, there was some absent. We were a little absent in some, timely hitting. Lots and lots of guys on base, which is great, and that's going to happen. It's baseball, and there's no reason, freak out about it, nothing like that. But I think that day we did a really good job of driving in runs when there's guys in scoring position, and in some of these other games, we string together a couple hits, but couldn't get that big one and knock some guys in, which is it's just the way baseball goes at times, and it's definitely going to happen. So. But I think that day we did a really, really good job of playing, sound baseball and, having the timely hitting as well.
Got Kendall Diggs with us. Thanks, Stephen Elmore, Shelter Insurance. Kendall, Bubba Carpenter said you missed a grand slam by a millimeter. How close were you to hitting a grand slam?
Oh, man, yeah, very, very close. I went back and actually lost that at bat, the swing. Good swing. It's nothing, I'm upset about. I felt very good. I knew I was on the fastball, just a tick under it, and I ended up just missing it. But, like I said, that happens. Made an adjustment. Same pitcher in the next at-bat, I believe I had a double in the gap. So, that's what it's all about, is making those tiny adjustments in a game like this, at-bat to at-bat. And I think the group of guys that we have this year excels at that very well, and I think that's why we're gonna just keep building on the top of stuff like that, and we're gonna be elite.
You've been on the field for a couple of weeks now with new teammates. This was the first series that you go into with some of those new guys. What'd you see from them?
First off, I mean, just like the guy right to my right now, field Ty Wilmsmeyer, that play he made, running to that left center gap, full speed, still tracking the ball, robbing a home run. I mean, that was the most incredible play I've seen in a long, long time. It was really cool. It's really good to have him, by my side, having a veteran guy that's been, played outfield in the SEC for a long, long time. And then we also have him, hitting in our 9-hole. But, I know as far as our whole team, our whole program, we look at it as another leadoff hitter, a guy that can really, really run, fights in the box. He even has some power. He hit a home run this weekend, does his job, not an easy out. So really good for him, to get out to a really good start this weekend, and just a great teammate, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I could go all around the board. I know Vahiva wasn't super pleased with himself, the first couple of games, but he came around. I mean, he's single-handedly one of the most talented players I've ever played with or laid my eyes on. He is going to be just fine. That kid is, he's all smiles all the time, so it's really good to have him on the squad. Sprague Lott had an amazing weekend. Really good to see him out there, and just playing. He was just doing his thing, picking it over there. Hit a home run at like 43-degree launch angle, which you don't see that every day. That was pretty cool to see. But Hudson White, another one of the most pure hitters I've ever seen. I feel like that guy doesn't miss a barrel, every time he's in the box. So it's really good. Me and him were hitting 1-2 all weekend, and just talking with him, before, after innings, whether we're coming up, something like that. I'm like, me and you, man, and I'm really looking forward to that being the case, for the rest of the season. But I could go on and on. Laughlin, Wagner had some RBI hits. So the squad's looking really good, man. It was good to get out there with this group of guys, and I'm excited to see where it all goes.
You mentioned Wilmsmeyer. I thought there was a possibility he could be the leadoff hitter. I was wrong, and I would have never guessed you were going to be a leadoff hitter, and I was wrong on that. What did you think about hitting leadoff?
Yeah, man. Yeah. It was cool. I liked it. I'm not huge on, I don't care where I'm hitting or playing. I just want to be out there. doing what I can to help the team win. But, if you look back to last year, I know when Tavian was injured, we had Jared was out as well. So Jace moved over to center. I was in right. And I did hit leadoff, for, 2 or 3 weeks. So and I, talked to Coach about it too. And I told him, I have no problem. He obviously just said, I usually do see lots of pitches, try to battle, don't want to be an easy out ever. But, yeah, man, it was cool. I really liked it. I like getting out there, and especially that last day. It's good. It's a good way to set the tone, and that's something I want to do. I take pride in leading by example. So, I went up there, I think it was a 1-2, 2-2 count, and hit a change up the middle and, gave the dugout a look, try to get them pumped up a little bit. And, that's something that, I take pride in, just leading by example and trying to go out there and set the tone for the guys.
Speaking with Razorbacks outfielder Kendall Diggs here on Out of Bounds. Kendall, what did you see from the guys that are on the other side from you and the pitching staff? What did you see from them this weekend?
They're amazing, man. They really are. I know Hagen wasn't extremely pleased with his outing, but, that kid is truly unbelievable. Best arm I've ever faced, best arm I've ever been around. He's going to be more than okay. If you look at the circumstances of it, I know Hagen's not one to make excuses, but, it was about 30 degrees, wind blowing straight out. He's going to be okay. First outing of the year. We hadn't played in weather like that in a while, but, people are talking there. Oh, maybe his velo's down. He's a little sporadic. It's like, if his velo's down, he's still sitting 94, 97. I think he's going to be just fine. So, H is a great. I wouldn't want anyone else going for us on Fridays, and he obviously wasn't pleased with his outing, but you wouldn't be able to tell. He's in the dugout cheering the other guys on the second he came out of the game. So, and he knows, we've got his back, he's got ours. So, I'm really, really looking forward to see him throw this Friday in Arlington. That's going to be something you're going to want to watch for sure. I think Tiger did an amazing job the next day as well. I think he's going to be he's Brady. He's going to go out there. He's a gamer. He's going to compete no matter what, and he's going to get that job done. Super pumped for Molina that next day. He was pitching his tail off. I think 9 strikeouts, 2 or 3 walks. They ended up stringing a couple together there at the end of his outing, but he did his job for us, and I think it's really good to go out there for him in his first start for us in his career, and kind of show us this is what he does. You know what I mean? And it was really cool to see him do his thing. And then the biggest thing of the weekend for me that I love is Colin Fisher going out there and just doing what he does, man. He just deals. And I was talking, whether it was Coach Van Horn, Coach Hogg, I'm like, man, I love playing defense behind this kid. We call him Big Tuna, Big Fish, nicest kid that you can be. He's an amazing guy. He just does his thing. He kind of pitches. If someone wasn't to tell you that he's a freshman, you'd never be able to guess. For me, it's like I'm playing defense behind a vet out there. Just amazing pace. Fills up the strike zone. There's 3 pitches for strikes. Doesn't leave anything middle. And really, I think he was one of the sole reasons, we won that game yesterday. Was he went out there, set the tone, did more than enough for us. And, when a guy goes out there and he's pitching like that, we're going to do everything we can to get him the runs and support, so he can keep going out there and doing his thing. So I'm really proud of him, and I think he's huge for us this year.
Kendall Diggs with us. Thanks to Stephen Elmore Shelter Insurance. All right, what about this weekend? You got Oregon State Friday, Oklahoma State Saturday, Michigan Sunday, playing at Globe Life Field, home of the world champions, by the way, Texas Rangers. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about this weekend?
I'm stoked, man. I really am. Looking back last year, we opened up at Globe Life, and it's kind of feels like a fever dream now looking back at it. But I remember walking in that place for the first time, and it was just surreal. Looking around, that place unbelievable. As far as the stadium goes, but other than that, as far as the competition goes, I'm really pumped. The Oregon State, obviously, top 10 ranked, great program, has been for a long time. Friday night in Globe Life, couldn't ask for much more. So, especially with Oklahoma State, we played them a ton in the past. 2-3 years, at least since I've been here. Great program as well, and then Michigan's going to be great on the next day. So, the competition is going to be, up to par or around the same, as it's going to be for us in SEC league play. So I'm really interested. I'm really excited to see how this group, goes out there and just competes. It's going to be it's going to be really exciting, and I think this team's really, really, really going to figure some things out this weekend. Not only that, but just kind of everyone, the focus level, the intensity, the competitiveness of the games, and the atmosphere, all that coming together. It's going to be a really unbelievable experience, and I'm really excited for it.
All right, tell us the truth. Are you more excited about the teams you're playing in that stadium, or playing in perfect weather?
Man, that's a tough question there. They're all awesome, but in all honesty, I'd say the teams we are playing. Those games like that, when it's our guy versus their guy, it's us versus them. It's just, everyone out on that field is unbelievably talented. It's a different type of, competitiveness edge that you subconsciously, it's just a flip that switches, and it's a feeling that you really can't replicate with anything else. So I'd say I go with that. It's just really, really good baseball either way. And we were talking as a team. Coach Van Oor was talking, and it's not all about, obviously the end goal is winning, but if we're playing good baseball and doing our job, it's still baseball. You're not always going to come out on top, but our goal is to play good baseball. Minimize mistakes, do what we can do, and control what we can control. And I think that's what we're on pace to do this weekend. I'm excited to get after it.
Kendall, great job. Good weekend, and good luck next weekend. We appreciate your time.
Of course, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll talk to y'all next week.
It's Kendall Diggs joining us. Thanks to Stephen Elmore, Shelter Insurance. Joe, we hit a home run. Or maybe a grand slam with this dude.
Always.
I mean, we just went 20 minutes. I could have gone another 20 minutes with him. He is outstanding. Thanks, Kendall. Take care.
Y'all, man. I really do.
Later, man. Thought I hung up on him.
Hey, you know what?
I actually gave the compliments with him still on the air. I didn't realize it. I thought I hung up on him.
It worked out well.
Yeah, he's awesome. I'm so excited for the rest of the year to have him on the show and to follow him throughout the year. I mean, I every time he came to the plate, I was like, I got to see what Kendall did. I got to keep an eye on Kendall. I feel like we're best friends now. He doesn't know me from the man on the moon, but yeah, fantastic first weekend for him. Like I said, he leads the team. 6 hits, 6 out of 15, batting .400 after the first weekend. All right, we got to take a break. Went a little long. I apologize for it. Not really, because he was so good. I'm not going to apologize for that. Maybe we'll just try to hit him a little earlier so we don't have to condense this last one or be so short on our last one. We'll take a phone call. Get ready for hour number 2. When we come back, stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
There is nothing better than calling the Hogs with your fellow Razorback fans. And now is the time to join the team and become a part of the Razorback Foundation. Fans can join for as little as $4.17 per month. The financial support provided by Razorback Foundation members makes a once-in-a-lifetime experience possible for more than 465 student athletes. Your gifts provide scholarships, academic support, training, and nutrition, as well as professional and personal development assistance. Being a member allows you to access season tickets, priority seating and parking, tailgating, invitations to exclusive coaches and player events, as well as 20% off at Slim Chickens in Northwest Arkansas. Your support will help the Razorbacks continue on the path of success and bring home even more SEC and national championships. Already a member? Great. You have until March 1st to renew your membership. Join by calling 479-443-9000 or visit RazorbackFoundation.com. That's 479-443-9000 or RazorbackFoundation.com. Go Hogs!
If there's anything green in your yard right now, it's probably a weed, and you need to do something about it. Weed control and fertilization service from Sanders Ground Essentials is easier and less expensive than doing nothing or trying to do it yourself. I did that one time and almost killed my yard. Sanders Ground Essentials saves you time and money and makes your yard the envy of the neighborhood. Don't wait. Do it now. Call Sanders Ground Essentials and get started with Sanders Ground Essentials Weed Control Program. Servicing all of Central Arkansas, including Benton and Bryant, on the web at sandersground.com. Let's get growing.
Suma Sumo 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 is Arkansas's first ever exhibition of sumo wrestling featuring the world's largest sumo, Hiroki, who stands 6'4", 580 pounds. Featured in the movie John Wick 4, he will go belly to belly against a 6'4", 500-pound Raimi, and Mindy, who is 5'10" and weighs 330 pounds. In addition, they will wrestle celebrities Roger Scott, Heather Baker, and Don Gooch. All the action will be in Hot Springs at the Bank OZK Arena on March 3rd at 6 p.m. Tickets can be purchased at www.hotsprings.org/events.
So I was talking to my friend Bobby the other day, and he said, is this QC Kinetics real? Like, will they really get rid of my joint pain? I said, absolutely. If you've got injuries or if you've got arthritis, just call them today for that free consultation, and they will show you exactly how your own body will heal itself. Hey everybody, it's RJ Hogg. QC Kinetics uses regenerative medicine that is transforming lives with innovative, non-surgical, drug-free treatments that deliver lasting results. Knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain. Do you have arthritis or maybe an old injury? Don't let this pain keep you from living your best life. QC Kinetics is a revolutionary approach that can get you long-term relief with no downtime. Make 2024 the year you reclaim your mobility. Do like many people in Central Arkansas have done. Call QC Kinetics now for that free consultation. 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. Once again, the consultation's free at QC Kinetics.
Hi, I'm Jacob Jones. From now until February 29th, shop at Jones & Son during our 0% finance event. That's right. All purchases from now until the end of February are eligible for 18-month 0% financing. From our very own Jones & Son Couture collection to Michael M., we have every shape and size of ring in store, featuring Arkansas's largest designer engagement ring selection. Get a low monthly payment when you finance with special 18-month zero-interest financing at Jones & Son. Shop online at jonesandson.com.
Stacked Commercial Truck and Trailer has 5 service trucks available, providing you on-site service to get you back on the road. If that doesn't do it, Stacked has a new state-of-the-art 13-bay shop for service and repair on all Class A trucks, trailers, RVs, light and medium-duty commercial vehicles, tires, brakes, AC, engine repair, transmissions, differentials, and driveline repair. Stacked Commercial Truck and Trailer Repair. Get Stacked. 2 miles off 530 exit 34 in Whitehall.
Have a watch party that everyone wants to attend at your house with the best of meats in the business. Hogg's Meat Market, the steak people.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin. It's your weekend recap brought to you by Fleet Management Services. Fun weekend. Love those 3-day weekends. I can handle that.
All day, every week. Let's have it.
Did you see Bauxite Independent School District's going to 4-day school weeks?
There are a few school districts that are doing that.
I like that, man.
And then there's some that already have the setup where Friday is a shorter day, shorter hours. I don't think that really applies to us if we would do something like that. But, it's great for 4-day work weeks.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that little Monday. What's even better, when you realize today's Tuesday.
Absolutely.
And not Monday. It feels like a Monday, but it's already Tuesday. Question of the day has already been posted, and the football playoff committee has went ahead and changed the model for the playoff teams and who will get in.
It's 5 plus 7. So it's the highest 5 ranked conference winners and then the next 7 highest ranked teams. So the question of the day for Out of Bounds is, do you like that setup? Yes or no? And is there something you would change about it if you don't happen to like the setup? So you can comment if you don't like it and you want to change something about that setup.
They had to change it because of the demise of the Pac-12, so it went from 6-6 to 5-7. The top 4 highest-ranked conference champions will get the bye. They'll be the 1, 2, 3, 4 seed, and then you'll have the other 8. One conference winner that's kind of left out of the top 4, and then the 7 that are the highest-ranked teams. So there's nothing in there for a non-Power 5 team or the
group of 5.
Yeah,
no, they can be that 5th highest ranked team.
Mm-hmm.
They could be the 4th highest.
Yeah.
They could be in the top 4. and get one of those buys.
We know the chances of that are slim to none.
It could happen.
It could. It doesn't.
We'll see with the new setup, though.
Yeah.
We know that it was virtually no shot before, but with the new setup, it's possible because you're talking about more teams, more conferences that they're thinking about. So they could be a little bit more open-minded here. So far, the results are through 19 votes, yes, with 78.9%. So it's almost an 80-20 split.
But there's nothing in there that says you have to take one of the, what they call them, the group of 6. You got to take one of those teams from outside the Power 5 or now the Power 4. Or I guess the Power 5 conferences.
No, there's nothing. They left it really kind of generalized in the fact that they can change it and do what they want to, like they've always been able to do. They can change it along the way.
What about Notre Dame? So they're just kind of left out because they're not going to be a conference champion. Now, they can be one of the 7, but Notre Dame will never be a top 4 seed, right? Because they'll never be a conference champion.
The way it is now, the way the setup is.
Is there anything written in there for Notre Dame just in case, like an independent, it's the number 1 team in the country?
They haven't really given any specifics on that. It was just, the 5-7 model. That was the big story that was put out there, that you have the 5+7.
I remember reading something about the independents because of Notre Dame. I don't remember now. It's been so long ago. Maybe you should just join the conference, right?
That's always going to be what they're putting out there for Notre Dame.
Yeah. Coming up in hour number 2, Coach Z will join us. 2:30. Got L. Ellis coming up next. See if they can't get a road win and break that losing streak. And then Joe Klein at the top of the 3rd hour. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Stay up to date with the latest Razorback news with the Red White Report every weekday with Justin and Wess on The Zone. Brought to you by Big O Tires with locations in Cabot and Conway.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
For auto, home, life, or business insurance, see Shelter Agent Stephen Elmore, 501-537-0959. Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center in Benton proudly offers compassionate and loving care to our veterans, meeting the unique needs of every veteran who calls Heartland home. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com.
At Eat My Catfish, fall is our favorite time of the year, and football season isn't the only thing making a comeback. Available now, our famous shrimp gumbo and Cajun boudin balls make their return to the menu. Order online at eatmycatfish.com. Eat local, eat fresh, Eat My Catfish.
We're the original social media you don't need a smart device for, but we'll also meet you there too. 103.7 The Buzz.
KABZ Little Rock.
Buzz News with Channel 7's Ryan Houston.
North Little Rock police say the man accused of killing 2 people will be back in court this morning at 9 o'clock. Willie Mott Jr. will be in a North Little Rock courtroom for a hearing later today. He's charged with capital murder in the deaths of T'Angela Tate and their child, Noel Tate. Mott is also charged with 1 count of attempted murder for the second child, who is in the hospital right now. North Little Rock police say Mott shot and killed Tate at a house on Jeff Davis Road in Jacksonville. The cause of the child's death has not been released just yet. Willie Mott's mom, Diane Mott, was also arrested in the case. She's being charged with 1 count of hindering the investigation. For more news and weather, download the free KATV News and Weather apps from the Channel 7 Newsroom. I'm Ryan Houston.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
The warm-up continues with sunshine again today, a high around 68, and tonight's low just drops down to 46. The 70s back for Wednesday with a few more clouds and a few scattered showers expected Thursday. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Listen for Oakwan's Nancy Holtis on the Zone, presented by Crave Barbecue and Specialty Dogs. Bryant's new sports mecca in Saline County. Crave carries all the sporting events on their flat screens, axe throwing, and 30 beers and mixed drinks on their beer wall. Award-winning barbecue and specialty dogs. Plus, get lunch for under $10. Crave Barbecue and Specialty Dogs in Bryant.
Does life keep you busy? You and your heart have something in common. But keeping your heart healthy doesn't have to be complicated. February is Heart Month, and the perfect time to take CHI St. Vincent's Commit to 2 Challenge and strengthen your heart with just 2 steps. Start by making one simple lifestyle change to improve your body's most important muscle. Commit to 2 and sign up for our free e-newsletter to get expert tips and free gifts that will help you take charge of your heart health. Learn more at chistvincent.com/heartsmart.
Is your Oaklawn Thoroughbred racing action so close you can feel it? Or is it the view from your trackside luxury suite? However you like it, racing season is off and running at Oaklawn with live races every weekend through May 4th. It's fun by the furlong all season long. Make your reservations today at oaklawn.com. What's your Oaklawn? Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Willie D's Rock and Roll Piano Bar open every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Cold drinks and dueling pianos. Deep Nightclub downstairs hosts karaoke on Tuesdays and DJs spin on Friday and Saturday nights. Visit WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
Hi, I'm Rick Pennington of Lions Drug. We have great news. Generic Cialis is now available at a huge savings. We have Tadalafil, the FDA-approved generic of Cialis, in a 20-milligram tablet at a savings of up to 80%. We have the 5-milligram daily tablets for less than $3 a pill. Lions Drug continues to be your go-to pharmacy for men's health. What are you waiting for? Call us today at 844-676-2247 or go to our website at lionsdrug.com.
Bubba Carpenter joins Justin Acree and DJ Williams in the Zone every week this baseball season, presented by Johnston's Home Center in Benton. Johnston's Home Center, if they don't have it, you probably don't need it.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Joe Fortenbaugh.
It's not cool to tell people you're going to go on a retirement tour. You just do it. You don't tell people about it. You don't come out and talk about how, well, you know, I've really been discussing and with my team and thinking down the line as to whether or not I'm going to do a retirement tour. That's not cool. Jordan was cool. That's always going to be the difference.
Kobe's was cool. Kobe's was awesome.
Kobe's was very awesome. Kobe, the way he went about it, yes. Telling everyone about it in advance is not cool. Like, if you're going to do it, you just do it. You let it happen. You make it seem like everyone's celebrating you without you teeing them up for it. That was a press conference right there for him to let everyone know he's thinking about going on a retirement tour. So for everyone out there who's going to be a part of this, you better come correct and you better be ready to celebrate him. Nothing's cool about throwing your own surprise party.
We expect our information in real time. U.S. Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. U.S. Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
If you only have a 401k, you're not getting the most for retirement.
Wait, what?
Add a Robinhood IRA on top, then they'll boost it by 3%.
You can do that?
And if you transfer in any retirement account, you get 3% on top of that.
Is there a limit to the match?
No limit. Robinhood Gold gets you the biggest contribution match of any IRA on the market. Sign up for Robinhood Gold at Robinhood.com/boost by April 30th. Subscription fees apply.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires gold for 1 year from first match. Must keep IRA for 5 years. Match on transfers subject to additional terms and conditions. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC.
Live from the Hogg's Meat Market Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
Stuff for your Razor Hog update on Out of Bounds is brought to you by Floyd Seafood. It's on Keel Avenue in Sherwood. Razorback basketball tonight, 6 o'clock start for Texas A&M. Means 5:30 pregame show. Post-game show should start around 8:45, I'm guessing. Come on out to Walk-Ons, watch the game tonight. And Josh Neighbors and me have the Gwatney Chevrolet, Gwatney Buick GMC post-game show. Arkansas beat A&M earlier this season by 1 point thanks to Tremont Marks. Last second shot, 1.1 second left. We'll try for the sweep. It's been a while since they had the sweep over Texas A&M. Bet Saracen has Texas A&M an 11.5-point favorite.
No surprises there with Arkansas. They're always going to be especially on the road.
Road dogs.
Yeah,
that's
big
for
time.
sure. They'll be favorites their next two games. At home against Missouri and at home against Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Yep. So look forward to that stretch.
Arkansas women got a win yesterday over Missouri. Speaking of Missouri, they needed that win. A 75-68 was your final score. They'll play at Texas A&M Thursday, and then they'll host Vanderbilt on Sunday. That they're going to do their some of their senior events on Sunday because their last home game is on a Thursday. So they figure better crowd, better and easier, for parents that want to get in on the weekend. So they'll be doing that on Sunday. Just 4 games left in the regular season for the Arkansas women. At A&M Thursday, Vanderbilt Sunday, South Carolina. Wow, South Carolina. You probably don't want to do senior day against South Carolina. You want it to be a joyous, occasion. Not knowing, South Carolina's about to happen. And
that's kind of changed over the years, though, the outlook on senior day and homecoming. It's like they just make the schedule and they play who they play. It's not one of those things of trying to play a team that you get a guaranteed win.
Mm-hmm.
It's the schedule now. You just play it.
And then the baseball team will be heading to Arlington in a bit. They got Oregon State, number 7 Oregon State on Friday. And then Oklahoma State on Saturday night. That's a 7 o'clock. And by the way, the Oregon State game is also a 7 o'clock game. I pulled up the Oregon State schedule. They lost 2 or 3 games to Sam Houston State over the weekend. So Razorback fans, don't panic over losing 1 game out of 4. Sam Houston, which is a very good baseball program, by the way, took 2 or 3 from Oklahoma State. That was in Huntsville, too. How about that? Oklahoma State hitting the road, goes to Huntsville, Texas, and loses 2 or 3 to Sam Houston.
You don't expect it, but with baseball, you never know what to expect. And Sam Houston, in times, they've been a really good baseball team. They're a smaller school, but in those matchups against smaller schools step up and play big.
Michigan lost 2 of 4, went 2-2 against Western Michigan.
That's their big game. They want to play against Michigan and come away with some wins and prove that some of those players probably wanted to go to Michigan and they got overlooked. Those are the guys that are stepping up and wanting to look good against Michigan.
They played those games in Phoenix, Arizona. How about that? Michigan and Western Michigan played in Arizona, and then Michigan will be, of course, going to Arlington, trying to find some nice weather. Then they go to
it's almost like spring training for them.
It is. Then they go to USC. Then they play Loyola Marymount. Then they play in the Dodgertown Classic. They play UCLA, UC Irvine, and San Diego.
They're going to spend a lot of time in L.A.
Their first home game in Ann Arbor is on March 6th. So
that's probably standard for them, too,
no
to make
doubt.
a West Coast swing every year.
Come south, then head west, get some games in because you're not playing up in Michigan right now. It'd be difficult. Get the snow off the field so we can play, guys. But they lost the first 2 games against Western Michigan in extra innings, 13-14 and 9-11. They came back and beat Western Michigan on Saturday, 9-4, and then beat them 6-2 on Sunday. So there you go. That's what the competition's done so far. That the Diamond Hogs will face this weekend. Now let's talk some Razorback basketball.
This is brought to you by Matt Black with Allstate Insurance. Matt Black with Allstate can take care of your home, auto, motorcycle, life, renters, and landlord insurance. Are you in good hands?
Let's bring in L. Ellis on Out of Bounds. L, how are you?
I'm doing good.
What was your overall view of the game against Mississippi State, and what are your thoughts on Mississippi State as a team?
I feel like as a group we played well together for the first time in a long time. We moved the ball really well, you know. Of course, we struggled, you know, to defensive rebound. We gave a lot of offensive rebounds, but, like, we were actually, like, competitive. We actually wanted, you know, we played on national TV. Like, we felt like we just had, you know, to come together and play well. And as a team, like, they play really hard. They got a lot of, you know, good pieces. And they're a really good team in the league. So I feel like we matched up pretty well against them. And it was a pretty good game.
Winning on the road can be tough, and then there are tough road environments. What was that environment like at Mississippi State?
It was a pretty good environment. The crowd, they got into it a lot the second half. But I felt like we played well, even though they got into it. But it was a good environment to have, you know. Like you said, like, it's tough to win on the road in the SEC. So every game is like that, honestly.
So how long do you think about the game at hand that just happened before you're on to the next game, win or lose? How long are you thinking about that one before you're moving on?
Right now we had to move on pretty quickly because we play Texas A&M on Tuesday. We had a quick turnaround this week. So we had to, you know, watch film today as a team, went over things, and we had to get ready for Texas A&M. So it was a quick turnaround.
We're speaking with Razorbacks guard L. Ellis here on Out of Bounds. And as you mentioned, watching film on Texas A&M, and you've already seen them once in the first game. What can you take from that matchup into this game?
I would say we got a limited shot attempts from their two main scorers. We have to defensive rebound for sure because they're a really good offensive rebounding team. We have to be very physical because they are a very physical team, and we just got to move the ball like we did, limit our turnovers. They're similar to Mississippi State in a way, with like toughness and playing hard, you know, and being good defensively. So I just feel like we have to, you know, take the same mindset we had the first time we played them and carry it over to this game.
Now, you played them a while ago, so you can take some things from that first game, but in watching film, have you seen anything different with them in what they've been doing here recently as opposed to that first game?
I mean, I wouldn't say they're doing things differently, but I feel like they're playing. I feel like they're playing better, I would say. They did just lose a few, but they're a really good team, and they get hot quickly, especially with Taylor and Radford. So we just got to do a pretty good job on them, like we did last time, and we'll have a chance.
So you mentioned Wade Taylor. How do you defend him?
I don't think I'm supposed to be saying that right now.
I got you. Well, it's just that, you know, he is a really tough player to guard against, and even when it looks like the shot, like you have it well defended, he somehow is making shots like he did at the end of the game, the first game around, and you guys were able to pull through after that. But he made a shot when it looked like he was well defended and shouldn't have been able to make a shot like that, falling away.
Right. Yeah, he's a tough shot maker. He plays with a lot of confidence. His coach gives him a lot of freedom, and it's tough to guard somebody when they have that confidence and freedom. So you really just got to, you know, try to contain him as much as you can, and just be physical, and just make every shot even tougher than what the shots that he's already trying to take that are actually tough.
Tyrese Radford, they call him Boots. He didn't play in the first game. What have you seen from him on film?
Oh, no, he did play the first time we played them.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'm thinking about another player. There was somebody else that was missing from the lineup.
Coleman didn't play.
Okay. So what did you see from him on film then?
He's very good offensive rebounder. He's a third leading scorer. He plays really hard. And I feel like he's someone that was missing the first time we played him. So we got to really, you know, key in on him because he can have a big game. Boots, he didn't play too well against us the first time, so I know he'll be excited for his game. He'll be ready to play. So we got to be ready for him as well.
So that's what it was. It was that Razorbacks defense that had me forgetting that he played the first time, right?
Yeah, you can say that.
El, you get a chance to, when you're back home, get a chance to see the women's Razorbacks team. and get a chance to support them, how often do you get over to get a chance to see them play?
Whenever, I would say I usually come to most of the games on Sunday, especially those are days that we usually have off. But whenever I can, I always get there, to support them because they come to a lot of our games. So I try to, do that as well.
We're speaking with L. Ellis, Razorbacks guard here on Out of Bounds. NBA All-Star Weekend this weekend. Now, you had a game Saturday, so you may not have gotten a chance to see all the festivities with the skills challenge, dunk contest, three-point shootout, but have you had a chance to watch any of it?
No, I actually haven't. I usually just end up watching the game majority of the time, so I'll be ready to watch that. But any other thing, I didn't get a chance to watch.
Speaking of NBA players then and watching the game, did you have a favorite NBA player or team growing up?
I would say I watched a lot of Damian Lillard. That's one that I watch a lot. That I would say that's in the NBA. Teams growing up, I was a Lakers fan. But once I got to college, not being any fan of any NBA team.
Because you're going to be happy about whichever team you go to, right?
Yeah.
So you know the results from Saturday night NBA All-Star, right?
No, I actually don't.
Okay. Do you have it DVR'd or something? I don't want to spoil anything for you.
No, you're not spoiling anything. But, yeah, I could go back and watch.
Okay, cool. Well, you mentioned Dame Lillard. Dame won a three-point shootout. And I don't think it was any surprise to anyone, but he came through.
Well, I didn't expect that one.
So since you watch Dame, he is somebody that you model your game after? Are there other players that you take parts from their game?
Yeah, I would say that, yeah. He's a scoring point guard. That's somebody I do watch a lot. He's a very, an underrated passer, and he doesn't get too much credit for, how well he gets people involved. So, and I feel like I get the same amount of love as him when it comes to that aspect. So, yeah, I try to model my game after him a little bit.
El, good luck coming up Tuesday against Texas A&M, and it's good talking to you always, and we'll talk to you soon.
That's a bet. Thank you.
El Ellis on Out of Bounds is brought to you by Matt Black with Allstate Insurance.
I thought that was very funny and interesting when you asked them about Wade Taylor, how you defend him, what are you going to do? He's like, I
can't speak on that right now.
I better not talk about that because they got to do something different. But he just absolutely torched them the first time. A lot was free throws, going to the free throw line. Remember, that was the game where a ton of fouls were called. And Wade Taylor went to the free throw line a lot, I think 10 times. Maybe he had 10 free throws or more. But Arkansas shot a lot too. I'm not saying that's really what enabled Arkansas to win that game in the second half, hold on by making all those free throws. But Wade Taylor absolutely torched them. Boots Radford did not do much at all. I believe, if memory serves me, they had Devo on Boots. And, of course you're not on one guy all the time because of pick and rolls and screens and transition. But for the most part, when Devo was in there, he was on Boots and did a really good job slowing him down. I wonder tonight, I've seen Musselman do this a couple of times, especially with guys who like the ball in their hand. As soon as they come across half court, they double them just to get the ball out of their hand, and you're almost having to play, with three defenders, 3-on-4, and maybe keep Devo, somebody on Boots as much as you can, and you play 2-on-3, and just make somebody else from A&M take that shot that's not used to taking the shot from a spot on the floor they're not used to taking it. And that'll speed up the game sometimes, just throws the offense out of rhythm. I've seen Musselman do it in the past with scoring guards like this. Maybe something to watch for tonight, just anything to keep Wade Taylor from going off again.
Well, also as mentioned, Henry Coleman is somebody they're going to have to deal with that they didn't have to worry about first time around. And we talked quite a bit about Arkansas in the front court, what they're dealing with on their side, but also that a lot of times it's a disadvantage to them because of other teams being bigger up front and having to deal with the players that they have. And Henry Coleman is one of them they're going to have to deal with.
Big-bodied. This is a night where Mitchell Lawson, they have to play big. They got to play physical, and they're going to have to hit the glass. And the guards are going to have to rebound too. A&M's a great offensive rebounding team. That's given Arkansas problems all year. Somehow they've got to find a way to get those rebounds and keep A&M from getting just shot after shot after shot on the offensive end. It's burned them so many times this year, and so it's going to take a group effort, and that means the guards getting in there and rebounding. But you got to have the good Mitchell, and we had the good Mitchell against Mississippi State Saturday, maybe his best game as a Razorback, maybe the best game in his career. But that's the Mitchell they need tonight if they're going to have a chance against A&M.
That's something that's going to be difficult, not to mention having to deal with Wade Taylor IV. Now, maybe you can slow him down just a bit from what happened that first game. But
40?
But
can you hold him under 40?
Then you have to deal with what's happening inside. So A&M probably would take a good balance from what they're able to do in the front court and do with their inside play if Wade Taylor doesn't have to take as many shots and have to be as involved in the offense. If they can get some easier baskets, get closer to the rim, that's what they'd be looking to do.
Yeah, but I would feel much better about this game if you were to tell me that they're going to hold Wade Taylor to like around 15 and do a good job on boots again, keep him around 10. Make the other 3, 4, 5 guys on this team beat you instead of those two. Now, they're capable. Like, Coleman's a good player, and we mentioned the offensive rebounding machine for A&M. They're going to get some of theirs, but you can't have, especially on the road, one of those guys going off like that, or both of them.
Where does Arkansas get offense from? We've seen whenever A&M has had issues that they've had somebody that just went off scoring against them. So where does Arkansas get that from?
I think offensively they're going to try to do what they did last time, and that's attack the rim against A&M. Last time they attacked the rim and got some points in the paint, but they got a lot of points from the free throw line. That was the way that game was called. You have no guarantee that the game is going to be called that way this time. We've seen it the last 2 times. Tennessee, Mississippi State, attacking the basket but not getting to the free throw line. They were able to get some layups, but they're not getting many and ones or just 2-shot fouls. So they have to attack the basket against A&M. They've done a better job, except for the Tennessee game. They were better at Mississippi State, not taking as many threes, just taking the wide open threes that need to be taken, except for the end of the game. They've got to go inside and just keep going through, and using Lawson and using Mitchell to run the offense through it. They've had success doing that, and they're going to have to get. They're going to have to get Tremont Mark going again, and maybe going against A&M where he had such a good game that brings back some good memories. But you got to think A&M's thinking the same thing that Arkansas's thinking about Wade. We can't let this guy beat us like the last time. So they may be doing something special for Tremont Mark tonight to keep him from going off for 35.
Guards need to be able to get to the rim to create those easy shot opportunities, and to say that if a team is going to attack the rim, it has to go hand in hand where they are going to the free throw line, because that just seems like something out of the ordinary. They're attacking the rim but not creating those foul opportunities and getting to the line.
11.5 at Bet Saracen. A&M's favored by 11.5. Over-unders at 144.5. I honestly thought that was high for this game. Now, I know the last time what happened at Bud Walton Arena, but I just don't see that happening again, a free throw shooting contest. I think it's a low-scoring game. I don't know. I would expect, in my mind, A&M wins this game like 75-62. That's kind of where I've got it pegged. That's an under to me. I don't see it as a high-scoring game. A&M's defense is really good. It's going to be tough for Arkansas to score tonight. And, look, I will say the Arkansas defense has been better the last couple of games. And if they can lock down on A&M, I think maybe the play of the night for me is the under. I like A&M in the points, but I don't want to sound too pessimistic about the Razorback team, but I think this is a low-scoring game, and it hits the under.
Especially if you look at the trend of what they've done lately, it does look like an under-type game. Now, the last game went probably way over what the points were, but that's because Bama scored 100 on A&M.
Yeah, no, you throw that out when you play Alabama. they're going to get theirs. And they're such high tempo, and their defense hasn't been nearly as good as it's been in the past with some of their runs in the SEC. They're outscoring people this year. They're kind of like Kentucky. They just get up and down the court and go, and they're so good offensively. They're able to outscore teams. So I'd throw that one out of the books.
That's why it's just looking at the trend of the games before that. Then it does seem like that is their trend more so with the under.
We'll take a look at some of these Bet Saracen prop bets. We already got the Double R specials out. I've got a couple of those penciled in that I kind of like for tonight. And they've got some quick bets, too. Method of the first basket. So we'll hit on that a little bit later in the show. Coming up next, though, we're going to head to College Station. We're going to hear from Coach Z. Matt Zimmerman will join us. They made the trip down there already, getting ready for the game tonight. Coach Z next on Out of Bounds.
If you don't already have the Bet Saracen Sports Wager app, download it today from the app stores or go to BetSaracen.com. Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
This is Sports Center.
Over the President's Day weekend, Arkansas lost to Mississippi State 71-67 to fall below 500 on the season. Arkansas will take on Texas A&M tonight at 6 p.m. The Aggies are one of 3 teams to lose to the Razorbacks in conference play. TV coverage will be on ESPN. Radio coverage can be heard on The Buzz. Stay tuned after the game for the Gwatney Buick GMC Gwatney Chevrolet postgame show. In baseball, Arkansas took 3 out of 4 from James Madison, dropping Sunday's game 7-3. Next up for the Hogs will be the Kubota College Baseball Series in Arlington, where they will face 7th-ranked Oregon State, Oklahoma State, and Michigan on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, respectfully. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
This is Pat Bradley for Brewskis. Get your weekend started with Friday extended happy hour drink specials. The downtown location has 2 floors of fun with karaoke in the bar and J.J. Wilson, the DJ, playing an open format DJ set with something for everyone down in the basement. North Little Rock location gets karaoke party going 9 p.m. every Friday. Brewskis, your home for lunch, happy hour, and late night. 2 locations, downtown Little Rock and the new location in Lakewood Village, North Little Rock. Find us online, brewskispubandgrub.com.
Every Tuesday morning during basketball season, you can hear Caleb Battle when he checks in with the guys on Morning Mayhem. It's made possible by Edwards Food Giant. Edwards Food Giant, the meat people. The only stop you'll have to make for all your family's grocery needs. Caleb Battle on your home for Arkansas Razorbacks basketball, 103.7 The Buzz.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
The needs of modern businesses are always changing, but corporate cards haven't evolved in decades. Until now. Meet Ramp, the all-in-one finance platform that combines corporate cards with spend management software. Ramp is the only card designed to actually help your business spend less, not more. With Ramp, you can set custom controls to stop out-of-policy spend before it even happens. And Ramp software even does expense reports for you. No more manual entries, no more chasing receipts. And with best-in-class accounting integrations, you'll close your books in days, not weeks. Ramp gives you better insights and a real-time view of all company spend, so you can stay focused on the big picture and build a healthier business. Join over 15,000 businesses who have switched to Ramp and start saving an average of 5%. Modern finance runs on Ramp. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/sports. That's ramp.com/sports.
Greenway proudly supports the DIYer in you. Whether you're a mover, a shaker, a groundbreaker, a risk taker, a challenge embracer, or a landscape visionary, whatever the task, we've got a John Deere tractor that can help move your project forward. You've got work to do, so let's get started. Reserve yours today in store or at gogreenway.com.
Did you know Arch Marine is the kayak leader in Central Arkansas? Right now, get 20% off all feel-free kayaks. All the prices are falling on kayaks this month. Don't forget, we repair ATVs. Your granddaddy trusted Arch Marine, and so can you.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
For a free insurance review, see Shelter agent Jeff Hodge or Jay Hellman, Little Rock, or Bo Beavis in Cabot.
Political strategist and host of the Sunday Buzz, Bill Vickery, gets in the mix with the guys on Morning Mayhem, brought to you by Sauced Bar and Oven. Online at saucedlr.com and by the Butcher Shop Steakhouse, home of the best steak and prime rib in all of Little Rock.
It's not just about the size of the meat, it's about where you get it from. So get it from Hogg's Meat Market in North Little Rock. Hogg's Meat Market, the steak people.
Wait a minute, this love started off so tender, so sweet. But now she got me smoking out the window. Must have spent 45,000 up in Tiffany's. Oh no! Got a bad and kids running around my whole crib like it's Chuck E. Cheese. Whoa! Put me in the jam with an X-Man in a U.
Back on Out of Bounds. Glad you're with us. Look over at the Southern Structural Solutions text line. From the 501. Love Diggsy. I'm excited about him this season. He's my favorite, no doubt. Kendall Diggs was outstanding. Big thanks to Stephen Elmore Shelter Insurance for sponsoring that segment. Kendall Diggs is going to be a great segment this year. In fact, Rusty Hogg in Sherwood says, Diggs sounds like a coach. Best talking of any of the NIL players. Man, he is. He's a great interview. He has fun with it. I was amazed. I know it's his teammates, but, man, he was just going through his teammates one right after another and their performance from the weekend, and he was on top of it. From the 501, how can I watch the Razorback baseball games this weekend? That is, I'm pretty sure. I haven't checked, but I think it's Flow Sports once again this year. We go over to the Razorback baseball schedule and see what they say. Got Oregon State, number 7, Oregon State on Friday night, 7 o'clock. And it does say Flow Baseball. Yep, you're going to have to go and sign up for Flow Baseball. Oklahoma State Saturday night at 7, and then Michigan Sunday afternoon at 1. If you don't want to get Flow Sports, I got a better alternative for you right here. 103.7 The Buzz. Just listen to the games. We'll have you covered here. Logan and Searcy. Is a game not even streamed on ESPN Plus? Nope. Logan also asks, is Jalen Graham supposed to be back? I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe we can see get Coach Z on here and see if he knows anything about Jalen Graham and his availability for the game. Let's see here. What is? Oh, that was from the last show. From the 501. Guys, we lost 3 5-star players from last year. This and next year, rebuilding years. We got spoiled. It'll come back, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to come in waves. Well, with the portal, every year is a rebuilding year for Coach Musselman. So, just didn't happen this year. He'll have a different set of guys next year, and it'll be another transition. It'll be we were looking at the guys who can come back, and there aren't many that can even come back. It's going to be totally different. Let's talk about this game. Get a preview from Coach Z.
You're thinking, okay, here we go again.
2 seconds, 1 second, the horn, no! Arkansas win! The Razorbacks have won it!
This year's team is built different. They're built more above the rim.
Coach Matt Zimmerman on Out of Bounds is brought to you by Telco Federal Credit Union, providing loans since 1950 for your dream home, duck cabin, home remodel, or vehicle. Apply online at telco.com.
All right, let's bring him in. Matt Zimmerman. Coach, what's going on? How are you?
Oh, Wes, I'm doing good. We're in College Station. And, hey, let me tell you, of all the places in the SEC, Wes, when you land down here, it's always the warmest, usually even more so than Baton Rouge or Gainesville or Athens. There's just something about this place in the wintertime. It's always warm. We got here yesterday. It was, mid to high 70s. Same thing today. It's sunny, and hopefully we can go get a win tonight. That's the most important thing.
I see 2 desperate teams. Or I hope Arkansas is desperate to get a win, but A&M can't afford to lose this game. They're 6-6. They're on the bubble, and if they were to lose to an Arkansas team at home, that would be crushing for their hopes for an NCAA tournament bid.
You hit it right on the head. See, I think last Saturday, Mississippi State was impacted. I talked to Chris Jans after the game, who I've known in the business for a long time, and he told me, he said, man, that was a grind. He said, I was so worried about this game because of all the teams they had left, our net was the lowest or highest or however you want to say that.
Right.
And he's like, I have so much respect for Arkansas. We knew y'all had a lot of talent. We couldn't afford to lose to y'all. They were a bubble team. In the same way for this A&M team, the pressure is on them. Now, that don't mean they can't come out and play just a tremendous game, but they're at home and they're playing a team that's 130 in the net. That's a bad loss for them paperwork-wise, and that's what a lot of that selection committee is about, is looking at that net and those quad ones, quad twos, quad threes, and it would really impact A&M. The pressure's on them, and we match up with them pretty well. We showed that at our place, and so I think this game, I think it's going to be a heck of a game tonight. I think it's going to be an exciting, hard-fought, gritty game. I see that in this game. It feels like that, and I think it's going to be a battle tonight.
Coach, when you're game planning for Wade Taylor IV, how do you go about defending him?
I think first thing you got to do is keep him away from going to the basket as much as you can. Anytime he's driving, make him change directions. He can go left pretty good. He's awesome going right. His pull-up last year was really good. He hadn't been shooting the pull-up as much lately, don't seem like, but he's so crafty and he's so good getting to the basket. So you have to get in front of him all you can and make him change directions. And then once he goes up to shoot, he's got to be jumping over his primary defender, which is hopefully, like a Devo, a 6'4" guy, or a Tremont Mark, 6'6", or whoever that's guarding him. Jeremiah Davenport, if he's on him at 6'5", they've got to be straight because he's not very big. He's not an athletic guy. So your primary defender has got to be all up in the air, making him adjust his shot. And then if you can get some weak side guys to come help, and now you can have a Mekhi Mitchell or a Chandler Lawson jumping at 6'10", 6'11" with long arms, impacting his shot. You have to contest. You can't give him anything. A&M does not shoot the ball great. Knock on wood. They may make 10 threes tonight, but generally they have struggled at times shooting the basketball. That hurt them in the loss at Vandy, and they really, well, Saturday at A&M, at Alabama, they just got blasted. But just Alabama I watched that game off DVR. Alabama was just on fire, and A&M still got 75 points, and you lose by 25. But Wade Taylor's the key to everything, and you got to make him adjust his shot. You can't give him clean looks. And then, of course, same thing with Radford. We've done a pretty good job on Radford in the past. He's had a couple good games on us here, but he had a good game against us in Tampa in the conference tournament 2 years ago. But other than that, we've done a really good job on Radford, and I think our length hopefully will be able to bother him. He's a 6'3" guard or so. But those two guys are the key to everything that A&M does.
Matt Zimmerman with us here on Out of Bounds. Coach, what did you see different from this team in Starkville Saturday?
Great question. I just saw more energy. I saw a little more fight. Saw a little more. We're not going to go down. We're going to. When we were down early on, 8-10 points, you could see these guys were like, we're going to win today. We're going to fight and play, and they did that. And they had energy, and they really were encouraging each other. It was like over the top. It was just every time a guy made a play, the whole bench would erupt. Sounds real easy, but we hadn't had that all year. We've had it parts of the year, and they were encouraging each other, and they were always pumping each other up and helping each other off the floor, and just a lot of energy as a group. And we've had times. There's some guys that have brought that every game. There's guys that have not brought that every game. But in that game, it was Caleb Battle, it was Mekhi Mitchell, it was all those guys. They were pumping each other up. They were encouraging each other, and I thought that was the biggest thing. And we had way more confidence offensively than we've had in a while, and against a pretty good team, a team that can guard you. Now, the last, after L drove and gave us the lead with 1 minute and 7 seconds left, we're up 2. After that, we couldn't score. But our offense had been really good in that second half. I'm telling you, the pick and rolls, and Mississippi State, they hang their hat on defense. And Mackay him and Caleb were outstanding in that second half. And we just had 3 possessions at the end that we couldn't score. We didn't get a bucket, and you have to. And we couldn't do it right there. When they came down and that freshman, Josh Hubbard, launched that 3 off the top, with screens at the top, and he launched that 3 pretty quick in the shot clock, as the ball's in the air, I'm looking at that clock. It's 58 seconds. I'm like, if he misses this, we're going to have the ball. We can eat a bulk of 30 seconds, and we can either get fouled or maybe score. We're going to be up 4 or 5 points, But he drilled it, and he made a tough shot. And somebody was going to make a play at the end of that game for their team, and on that day it was Hubbard.
Talking to Coach Z here on Out of Bounds, Matt Zimmerman, courtesy of Telco Federal Credit Union. Tremont Mark had some drop-off in this game. How do they go about getting him going once again?
Yeah, I think that they just want him to be aggressive, and this is a game he can be. He lit them up. He had 35 points in Bud Walton Arena. He hit the game-winning shot. I was looking back through that game. He was 17 of 22 at the foul line, and that's incredible. Remember that game they called it, that crew, I won't name them, they called everything from tip-off to buzzer. They called a million fouls. And in that game, it benefited us. And we were able to make a lot of foul shots and beat A&M. And I don't know how this crew, I like this crew tonight, and hopefully it'll be a good crew for us in how the Razorbacks want to play. But I think Tremont just getting the ball in his spots. He had no problem shooting over the top of A&M the first game, just either driving it and shooting pull-ups or going. They never could figure out he was left-handed. They kept sitting on his right hand, and he just kept driving and going left. And the last play of the game, Buzz Williams is a good coach. He's been coaching a long time as a head coach. Virginia Tech, Marquette, he's a good coach. But, they took that lead late, and I'll still never understand really the timeout that he called. And that really helped us. And we got the ball to the right man at the right time. And he made a great play and made a nice shot, and the Razorbacks win. So, but Tremont's going to have a good game in here. I'm anxious to see, because I know he's going to have a lot of friends and family here. He grew up in Dickinson, Texas, down towards Houston, and Houston's not, is about an hour and a half from here. So I know he's going to have a lot of folks at the game, and this is kind of coming back close to home. He didn't grow up in College Station, but he grew up in this vicinity. So I know this game means a lot for him.
Coach, you mentioned about Tremont Mark and going left, and he's left-handed. Is that something that is a bit out of the norm? Because a lot of times you see players that like to get to that opposite side. You see a lot of right-handed dominant guys that like to get to that left side. Is that something that's a bit out of the norm by him being left-handed and wanting to go left?
Yeah, you see it in different players. JD JD Note for a while was going so hard when he first started back playing for us, back tacking to the left all the time as a right-hander. So, but he's so good with his left hand, and he's good at keeping people off of his right hand and making it to where he can clear his space and make that move. And, he's not the fastest, but he's quick with his movements. And he's so long. All he's got to do is get the ball above about his shoulders, and then he can shoot over the top of you because he's a kid that's 6'6" and long, so he can get his shot off. But people have had a hard time keeping him from going left. There's been Mississippi State guarded him pretty good. They were a little more physical. They were kind of when you're away from the ball, they kind of like to hit you and kind of tap on you and maybe hold you a little bit, and maybe that threw him off his game. And he only had 6 points down there. He did not have the typical Tremont Mark. He's leading the Razorbacks. Scoring has been so good, and he played over 27 minutes, but he just had a hard time against them. But I think A&M, he's got confidence because of how well he played against them before, and so I think he could have a big game.
Coach, is it Doug Shows or Doug Shows?
We always say Doug Shows, and Doug's been around a long time, and of course a guy that grew up in Arkansas, doesn't live here anymore, but grew up in Arkansas in Little Rock, and he's been around a long, long time. I've been a part of a lot of SEC games where he was the referee, and he's a Final Four referee, But even Final Four referees have people don't think they can call it all. That's basketball.
I was looking.
You know what I mean?
I was looking at the box score. Terry Oglesby, Doug Shows, and Olandis Poole were our officials. You didn't want to name them, but
right.
I will.
Yeah.
And they called a ton of fouls. In fact, we talked about it the next day at just how it's not fun basketball. No one wants to see a team go to the free throw line and shoot 33 and 73 free throws, and total. Total fouls called that night was 49. 49 in a 40-minute game.
49 in a 40-minute game, Wes, that was painful. And it worked out good because we won. But now Terry Oglesby, I'll take him all day long. I like Terry. We had him against Mississippi State, though. But I'd have to look at Hogg stats. But we win the bulk of the games when Terry Oglesby officiates. We usually benefit very well from the way he calls. And so Olandis Poole's been around a long time as well. But, there was a ton of fouls called in that ball game. And it'll be interesting tonight because A&M, they don't want as many fouls called. They want to be able to play a little more physical. This is a good rebounding team. Anderson Garcia. And we hadn't talked about Henry Coleman, who's a pretty good player. Mm-hmm. He didn't play in the first game. I had someone say, well, if Jalen doesn't play, and I don't know if he will. I don't think he will, But if Jalen didn't do much in this game there, he only played a couple of minutes, didn't score, didn't have a rebound. So we beat him without Jalen the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But we did have Trevin Brazile in the first game. I think he had 8 points and 5 rebounds. And so, that's a couple guys that, if they don't play, then, you got to make up for that. So you subtract a little bit of the Arkansas bigs from the previous game, and then they add Henry Coleman. And, he's not a first-team all-conference guy or anything, but he's a guy that's been around, and he generally plays better for A&M at home. He's not been a great road player for them throughout time, but Henry Coleman has had some good, and he's had some good games against Arkansas in College Station.
Coach, how do they rebound then against this team if Graham doesn't play? And they've been going with 4 guards because you only really have like 2 big guys left with Lawson and Mitchell. So if they go with 4 guards, how do you rebound?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I do think there will be some 4-guard lineup again for Arkansas. I think that's the given. That's definitely going to happen. And then there'll be times we'll have a Mackay and Claw, Chandler Lawson out there together. Maybe if he gets in the right frame of mind, or maybe if we're playing pretty well, he might throw Bay out there for a little bit, or if we even get in a bind, he could put Bay out there. A guy that I keep thinking he's going to give another chance to, because he can play defense and he rebounds a little bit, is Denaje Harris. Now, Denaje has not been he hasn't been a big offensive threat at all, right? He's not a guy that scored hardly anything this year, but he can defend and kind of can shore that up, not for 18 minutes of a half, but he might can get you 4 or 5 minutes in each half and give you some quality defense and rebounding, because he will box out. And he's a pretty physical guy. And so maybe he throws them out there. And then I think we're going to rely on a lot of the bigger guys, the Tremonts and the Jeremiah Davenports, having to go in there and try to get, even Devo, have to go in there and get some rebounds. That's the only way, because this is a good rebounding team. And, the other day we got out-rebounded by 15. And that wasn't good. That's one of the reasons we lost that game in Starkville, was not being able to hang in there. And I'm not saying we got out-rebounded by 10, but we got to be kind of even with them at least, and or be within 2 or 3 or 4 rebounds of them, not be minus 15, minus 20 like we have in some of these games.
Coach, we appreciate it. Have a great call tonight. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, thanks, Wes. Thanks, Joe. Y'all have a good rest of the week, too.
Matt Zimmerman joining us. Thanks to Telco. You can hear the pregame tonight, 5:30. Drive time, getting out of here a little early.
Bit earlier start.
Yeah, 6 o'clock tip for Arkansas and A&M. We'll wrap up hour number 2 when we come back. Stick around. This is Out of Bounds.
At Southern Floor Coating, coatings are all they do, and they won't be beat on price. Factory-trained installers using the purest form of polyurea with UV stability for all your outside projects. When you call You'll talk with a professional interested in your project, not a voicemail. Don't trust a fly-by-night company that may not be in business next year. Transform your patio, porch, or pool deck and call the real pros at Southern Floor Coating. 501-402-4912 or take a look at southernfloorcoating.com.
After years of discomfort, it's like I'm alive again.
Sonia Hackett talks about how QC Kinetics changed her life.
QC Kinetics has given me my quality of life back.
Before QC Kinetics, Sonia suffered from horrible knee and back pain stemming from a car accident.
I was wearing knee braces just to try to maneuver around.
Sonia hated the idea of pain meds, and surgery seemed too risky, so she turned to the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics, the leaders in advanced regenerative medicine.
That consultation just changed my life. I can do the treadmill, everything. I don't have anything holding me back. The quality of life is pain-free. QC Kinetics has made us very happy.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today.
I'm going to get emotional again. They are like family members to me. They care.
Call QC Kinetics now.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440.
EasyCater presents We've Got Your Back. Up Singers.
Backing you up. So I order food on EasyCater for a meeting with a new client in Jackson.
Gotta feed clients in Jackson.
On my way to the airport, it hits me. The client is actually in Jacksonville.
Feed clients in Jacksonville. Oopsies.
So I call EasyCater. Nina picks up right away.
Gonna fix it for you.
She called me right back and said you're all set.
Nina fixed the Jackson accident.
Jackson? EasyCater has your back with 24/7 support. Order at easycater.com and know.
We got your back. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Awesome Tuesday edition of Morning Mayhem is in the books. Want to thank Justin Moore for hosting Roger Baz and Chuck Atlin out at his house. Also want to thank Rick Schaefer, Pat Bradley, and Hannah Gamble. Our Wednesday edition of Morning Mayhem is coming up, leading off with Trey Reed bright and early, 6 a.m. right here on 103.7 The Buzz.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
There's only one place to stop for the best in meats in Central Arkansas. It's Hogg's Meat Market. Check out their monthly package deals of the best meats online at hoggsmeatmarket.com. Hogg's Meat Market, the steak people.
Out of bounds, Wes Moore, Joe Franklin. Wrapping up our second hour. Joe Klein is coming up next. Some more thoughts on Arkansas A&M. Also got Tennessee at Missouri tonight. I jumped on that one.
Yeah, that seems like that'd be a really lopsided.
That's what I was thinking too. Tennessee's been blowing people out. They're really good. Tennessee, well, duh. And they were only favored by, I think it's 11.5, pretty much the same point spread as Arkansas A&M.
Oh, yeah, that is one that stands out to jump on.
Missouri's bad. And I know it's at Missouri, but I think Tennessee takes care of business and wins that game tonight. Saw some double R prop bets that I like. I'll jump on them. We'll hit on those at the bottom of the hour. Maybe after Joe Klein, some point with Joe. He's a Saracen guy also. They also have already what were we gonna say?
We all are. We all are. We love,
I mean, Joe's on TV.
We love Saracen.
I mean, we're just hyping him up, talking him up on the radio. Joe's on TV. I mean, he's taking it to a whole different level. The method of first basket is already out, Joe. You can bet on Arkansas to score on a field goal or Texas A&M to score on a field goal. It's plus 180 for Arkansas to score the first points of the game. A&M plus 135. An A&M three-pointer will get you plus 525. An Arkansas three-pointer will get you plus 750.
Of course. That's the one that should be with the highest odds.
No, the highest odds are on a free throw.
I mean, I'm saying highest plus, where you get plus money, you get the most.
Arkansas free throw is plus 1,500. A&M free throw is plus 1,600.
Yeah. Well, basket from the field.
Yes.
Arkansas, three-pointer, because they don't shoot them well when they do shoot them.
And as Coach Z just told us, A&M's hasn't been a good three-point shooting team either.
Free throw, we know that we looked at the game prior. It's always going to have the best odds because how many games start off with a team shooting a free throw to begin the game? You have to have a foul on one of those first possessions to be able to go to the line and make one. To begin the game, you're always going to get some great odds on that.
It's going to happen. One of these games.
Oh, it happens. It happens in games, but it's just it's not as common. So if you go, let's say if you win 20 games in doing that, you may see it happen twice, maybe.
Well, plus 1,600.
But you're throwing away. You're throwing away quite 40, a bit.
Say if you did $5, that'd be $95. Or $100. You bet over 20 games.
Yeah.
And if it hits twice, plus 1,500, 5-1 odds, you're going to come out ahead. Just got to stick with it.
That would be the key.
Got to be persistent. I got some Coke money on that. Now, if it was the Terry Oglesby, Doug Schowes, and Orlando's pool crew that worked the last game, those odds would probably be out even money, as many fouls as they called. Hour 3's next. It's Out of Bounds.
Stacked Commercial Truck and Trailer has 5 service trucks available, providing you on-site service to get you back on the road. If that doesn't do it, Stacked has a new state-of-the-art 13-bay shop for service and repair on all Class A trucks, trailers, RVs, light and medium-duty commercial vehicles, tires, brakes, AC, engine repair, transmissions, differentials, and driveline repair. Stacked Commercial Truck and Trailer Repair. Get Stacked 2 miles off 530 exit 34 in Whitehall.
Are you ready for a better forklift experience? River Valley Tractor and Castle Forklift have teamed up to manage your material handling needs. From diesel, lithium, propane, and so much more, Castle's product line is versatile, ready for the next generation of consumers to make every job easier. Step into the future of forklift innovation. Choose Castle. Visit River Valley Tractor, your authorized Castle forklift dealers in Central Arkansas.
If you are looking for a safe and loving home for you or your loved one, visit Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center. Just 15 minutes from Little Rock and Benton, our skilled nursing staff is dedicated to providing quality long-term care and short-term therapy. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com. You can call Heartland home.
103.7 The Buzz. KABZ Little Rock. Powered by you, the fan.
Fire it up! I'm listening!
Buzz News with Channel 7's Cassandra Webb.
The superintendent of the Dardanelle School District has resigned. The Dardanelle School Board accepted the resignation of Dr. Mark Gotcher Monday during a special meeting of the board. They say his resignation is effective immediately. Gotcher was the former superintendent at the Russellville School District and was fired by the school board in 2021 for violating district policies, something he disputed in a lawsuit. The Dardanelle School Board did not say why Gotcher resigned, nor did they provide any other details. A Central Arkansas man is under arrest, accused of of entering the United States Capitol illegally on January 6, 2021. Police say 73-year-old Daniel Hatcher of Little Rock climbed up the Capitol walls and entered the building through a broken window on the afternoon of January 6th. According to a criminal complaint, Hatcher, along with brothers Nathan and Brand Mackey of Texas, remained inside the building for about 2 minutes. All 3 men were charged, and Hatcher will appear in court February 27th. For more news and weather, download our free KATV News and Weather app from the Channel 7 newsroom. I'm Cassandra Webb.
High school and college baseball are back. Join me, Kevin Bohannon, every Tuesday at 4:30 for Around the Horn on Drive Time Sports. Sponsored by Wood Family Dealerships in Batesville.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
The warm-up continues with sunshine again today, a high around 68, and tonight's low just drops down to 46. The 70s back for Wednesday with a few more clouds and a few scattered showers expected Thursday. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse presents Match Game on Morning Mayhem. Listen for your chance to play their version of the classic TV game show. Brought to you by Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse, Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters for over 30 years. Call 501-568-0040 today or click online at arkansastruck.com.
Roger, did you know that Oaklawn Sports is the mobile app that lets you bet anywhere in Arkansas?
Anywhere, so I can bet the over when I'm in Dover.
Indeed you can.
I can take the underdog in Dogtown.
Absolutely.
You're telling me I can bet on the pigskin in Piggott?
Yep.
Hoops in Humnoke, baseball in Bauxite, long shots in Lavaca?
All of the above.
Anywhere, huh?
Anywhere.
Nice.
Easy to use and even easier to fund. Bet with confidence. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
I'm Supreme Court Justice Barbara Webb, and I'm excited to announce my candidacy for the position of Chief Justice. From private practice to prosecuting attorney to justice on the Supreme Court, my over 4 decades of courtroom experience have more than prepared me for this opportunity. I'll be an experienced and prepared Chief Justice with a fresh perspective on how to tackle our biggest problems, and that's exactly what Arkansans deserve. I'll focus on reducing case backlogs, expanding public access to the court, and modernizing our current systems and processes to save time and create efficiencies. Most importantly, I will uphold the rule of law and protect our Constitution. That's what I've done my entire life, and that's what I'll do as your next Chief Justice. With your support, I will continue to be a fair and independent voice that all Arkansans can trust.
Remember, early voting begins February 20th, and Election Day is March 5th. Paid for by the Barbara Webb for Chief Justice Committee.
Need a new set of tires? Or maybe your car is making a noise that is waking the dead. Payday is still 2 weeks away, or maybe you're waiting on your tax refund. We've all been there. Your local, family-owned Big O Tires in Conway and Cabot understands. That's why we offer several finance programs. Maybe your credit's not as spotless as you'd like it to be. Our understanding staff can help. All this and huge savings too. Tires, service, and straight talk. Big O Tires.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
The needs of modern businesses are always changing, but corporate cards haven't evolved in decades. Until now. Meet Ramp, the all-in-one finance platform that combines corporate cards with spend management software. Ramp is the only card designed to actually help your business spend less, not more. With Ramp, you can set custom controls to stop out-of-policy spend before it even happens. And Ramp software even does expense reports for you. No more manual entries, no more chasing receipts. And with best-in-class accounting integrations, you'll close your books in days, not weeks. Ramp gives you better insights and a real-time view of all company spend, so you can stay focused on the big picture and build a healthier business. Join over 15,000 businesses who have switched to Ramp and start saving an average of 5%. Modern finance runs on Ramp. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/sports. That's ramp.com/sports.
But if you sign up for Robinhood Gold's IRA with a 3% match, you can get up to $195 for the 2023 tax year.
Oh, yeah.
Sign up at Robinhood.com/boost by tax day to get the biggest contribution match on the market. Subscription fees apply.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires gold for 1 year from first match. Must keep IRA for 5 years. Robinhood Financial, LLC, member SIPC.
Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
This is not some known leader. Everyone rallies behind Aaron Rodgers. That never happened in Green Bay.
Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
I hate that the Dodgers are now a super team. This is disgusting. I am so over it.
Evan Canty and Michelle.
Pat Mahomes is throwing it on receivers, and they're dropping the ball. To quote Giselle, he can't throw it and catch it, too.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Live from the Hogg's Meat Market Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
Hour number 3, glad you're with us. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin. We got our special guest, Joe Klein, getting everything set to join us.
Special.
Yeah. Well, it's Tuesday, so, it's a little different from a normal Monday.
How do I look?
Oh, you look great.
Yeah.
You got it. You got everything going good with that Chiefs hat on.
A little backlight, but,
Get used to it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I'm gonna milk it, baby.
Oh, you have to. You have to. Back-to-back champs. That hasn't happened in a long time.
I hear you.
How you feel about tonight's game?
Hell, Wes, I don't know anymore. I mean, I really don't. I mean, I thought after Tennessee and going to Mississippi State, which is a very good team, a similar team to Tennessee. I mean, not as talented, but guard you and physical. And so going down there, and I was like, we're going to get crushed. And so I think A&M's another – I mean, I think this is 3 in a row now where you got another physical team that rebounds it. It's going to guard you, maybe junk it up and play a little zone and – but they're known for their physicality and their defense. Then you throw in Wade Taylor. We got out-rebounded. Well, they got 19 offensive rebounds up in Fayetteville. Taylor got 41. Garcia leads the league in rebounding. So, I mean, it's the same old thing. If we can, it's always on the road. I mean, you can't have turnovers on the road. We've got to compete on the glass. I don't think we have to win the glass, but we can't get absolutely mauled on the glass. And you got to try to do something with Taylor to where you slow him down. You're not going to shut him out. And then now we're going to have to make some shots now. I mean, because people are going to look at that Tennessee game where they said shoot it. I mean, they did. I mean, they got in the passing lane. got in the gaps and closed up the lane. Told Mark and those guys, they took away the little middle pick and roll that I was surprised that Mississippi State didn't do that. I mean, Mitchell had a great success in that game with that pick and roll action, and so maybe they'll move it to the side a little bit. I think they did that a little bit against Mississippi State to where it wasn't right in the middle of the defense in the heart. But, you got to compete defensively and on the glass. Can't have crazy turnovers and got to make some shots, man. I mean, but basketball's hard. Here's my brilliant analysis. Basketball's hard when you can't shoot, Joe.
Absolutely. Yeah, Arkansas was fortunate to win that first game. They went to halftime with a 14-point lead. A&M comes back on the other side, and they outscore Arkansas by 13. But Arkansas is able to make a shot at the end to win the game. You have to be able to play more of a complete game if you expect to win.
No, especially on the road. I mean, on the road, you got to be better. And I think they can, again, get off to a good start. Don't play from behind. I think in the first game, it's always different in Bud Walton, but it's always good when you're playing from ahead. You got a little bit of house money. It's like winning them first 4 races at Oaklawn. You got a little house money winning those first 5 bets at Saracen and Blackjack. So I mean, you got some house money, and so I hope we can play with a little house money tonight and get ahead early and get it towards the end. a lot of pressures on them.
Yeah.
It's just like Mississippi State, and Coach Jans, to his credit, was like, look, we didn't want to talk about it, but it was there. Losing to Arkansas at home at this time of year, when you're trying to build your resume, is a bad loss. And so hopefully we can get them in that situation late in the game, the last 10 minutes of the game, where that's going through their head a little bit.
We had Coach Z on earlier, and he didn't sound like Jalen Graham was going to play. At least he said he didn't expect him to play tonight. If that's the case, and you're basically down to Lawson and Mitchell as your big guys, and here recently they haven't played them together a lot. They've been going with 4 guards. How do you rebound with just one of those guys and 4 guards against Texas A&M?
Well, your guards got to rebound. Devo's going to have to get in there and get some rebounds. Davenport, he did a pretty good job at Mississippi State. He's going to have, you may have to get 5-10 minutes out of Bay Fall. Get in there and, give me some time to rest Mitchell or rest Lawson. You're just going to have guys step up, and your guards are, going to have to chase down some balls and, sneak in there and steal some rebounds. When guards are, big guys are used to, grinding and holding and wrestling, and, those guards crashing in, flying in from the wing, they are very hard. When they get a running start, they're very hard to block out. So, get some of those going, and who knows.
So the guards need to be aggressive on the offensive and defensive end.
Absolutely.
That's the bottom line.
Absolutely. This is not a fast break team. You have to be careful and aware of it because of Taylor and Radford. They'll go, but it's not a team that's looking to push the tempo. They'll run if it presents itself. So, you might be able to crash 4 guys and send 1 guy back or something to that effect, and every now and then maybe gamble and for 2 or 3 minutes and say, hey, send them all, send everybody, and just roll the dice a little bit and see if you can come up with something.
What do you think of Caleb Battle? And obviously he played great, and we haven't seen that in a while. What was the difference for him?
I think he did some things well early. When he got in there, I think all guys that are kind of going through what he's going through, they need free throw, make a good pass, get a rebound. It's minute things, but just something that's positive to where you feel good. And then it's also going to give Muss a little confidence. He's going to play him a little longer. And then it kind of goes from there. I've said it for a long time. I think he's a guy that's got to play. You're not locking team. This team is not built to lock people up. You're not locking people up. You're not going to, you may here and there, but for the most part, this team's going to give up 75 points a game, and at least. And so
you got to score 76 to win.
Yeah, and he can score. And so I think, again, you don't just let him go nuts and go 1 for 15 or something, but I think you got to see if he's got the hot hand, because he can knock 3 down for you real quick. He has that ability to raise up and get it going. And as long as he's taking good shots and playing within the system, and sometimes his good shots is a pull-up on the break. And now, again, this is Coach Muss, and this is a lot of coaches. You got to play a little defense. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be inept defensively. You got to be within the game plan. You got to try to rebound. You can't just go out there. So when I'm saying all this is that, he's got to look at that and say, look, man, you got to give me something defensively. Again, you don't have to be a lockdown defender. You don't have to get 10 rebounds, but you cannot be a liability defensively. And if he cannot be a liability defensively, I just, like I said, they got to score points to win. They're not going to be too many Kentucky games where it's 63 to 57. Now this might be one of them, because Mississippi State and Tennessee and A&M have the reputation of they can lay an egg on you, They can score 55 on you, and they can also drop 90 on you. But every now and then they give you a head scratcher. Is like, how does this team with Radford and Taylor and Coleman and great rebounding score 55 points?
That's what I said start the show. They're a head scratcher to me.
Yeah.
Because they have the point guard, they have shooters or scorers, and they got the big guys. Why are they 6-6 in the SEC with a home loss to LSU, a loss at Vanderbilt? I mean, that's why, because you win those two, you're 8-4. But I can't put my finger on this A&M team.
Yeah, I mean the Vanderbilt game, I watched it, and I mean you're sitting there the whole time going, and you're obviously not an A&M fan, but you're like, what is going on? I mean, what are you guys doing? And again, it's college basketball where teams aren't on point. If you're not on, especially in this league, even Missouri. I mean, as much as they're struggling, they could have very easily beat Ole Miss the other night. I mean, they were right there, and you watch in there. Sometimes you watch them and go, they should be 0-10 or whatever they are, but then you watch them against Ole Miss and you're going, how have they not won a game in the SEC? So I mean, you better, if A&M comes in there looking and just thinking they're going to stroll through the park, that's going to be a great advantage for Arkansas, because I think Musselman will have the guys on edge. I think you have a good group of guys that are tired of losing, and I think for the most part he gets them to play hard all the time. And again, if you can catch them sleeping and get out in front and play with some house money, that would be, to me, that would be huge.
Arkansas was in foul trouble against Mississippi State. How can a team be aggressive but stay out of foul trouble? Is that just something you have to get a feel for how the game is being called from the refs?
Oh, always. I mean, you always. I mean, I watched Iowa State and Houston last night. Did you watch that?
Oh yeah.
That looked like a Saturday afternoon football game. I mean, it was, they were killing each other, and there was nothing being called. I mean, it was even the Fran Fraschilla was like, that's a foul. I mean, and you'd watch it, and I mean, but it was both ways. So you got to adjust. But I think early on, Joe, the things you can't do is just, you want to be aggressive, but you can't be dumb. You got like a reach-in foul at half court, or going over the back,
right?
90, or just things that are silly. If you're going to challenge a layup, or you're going for a rebound under the basket, or things like that, I don't think anymore you should ever even try to take a charge, because they're not going to call it unless it's out on the perimeter and you get the push off. But like if a guy's going in for a layup, you should either try to block it or get out of the way, or foul him hard so he doesn't get it. But you try to take a charge on a layup, and I don't think I've seen one.
I was about to say, I've not seen a charge besides the arm push off. Just a guy standing there and taking a charge. I don't think I've seen one this year.
What's the change with that in the game? Is that just
what
a rule
they did?
change?
Yeah. What they did is you used to now you have to be set before his feet leave the ground. You used to be able to. He used to be able to go airborne, and you could still move. And then if you were set, and he hit you, but now before he leaves the ground, you got to be where you have to be in the position to take the charge, which is very hard to do. And so, and I think basically they just, in a nice way, by putting that rule in, said, they show guys sliding when guys are in the air, sliding over there and just saying, we don't want this anymore. And I agree with it. If you can't, once a guy leaves the ground, you can't slide up under or move and get in position. So
does that make the call easier for the refs?
Absolutely.
Because it's one of the most complicated calls in all of sports.
Yeah, you take the arc they put in, and now they put this rule in, and they pretty much eliminated that. I mean, you don't see it anymore. I haven't, like you said, I can't think of one I've seen this year.
Musselman said he quit telling them to take charges.
Yeah.
Now they're going straight up in the air with their hands straight up, and what is that? The rule of verticality. Yeah, that's all. He's coaching.
Yeah,
now.
and that's smart because you're not getting that call. You are not getting that call anymore.
Sometimes you don't get the call with verticality.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the offensive player has the advantage. I mean, he's always going to have the advantage. But, if you can show that your hands are back, we used to always talk, show your palms. If you can go straight up and show your palms, you got a chance. You got a chance.
Did you watch any of the All-Star game?
No.
Dame Lillard had a weekend, though. He won a three-point shooting contest and then got MVP.
I don't know what they need to do, but that All-Star game needs to go away.
Well, here's the thing with it, Joe. It's like every All-Star game, if the scoring is up, then, people are complaining about it. But the players don't want to risk injury.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of where it is
now. I
get
it. Now, I'm not complaining. I get it. And the teams don't want them. They don't want them either. So, I think it's – it was 211 to 186, and 5 free throws were shot.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
No contact at all.
Yeah,
they're trying to avoid it as much as they can.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but, I mean, it's been that way for a long time. Even when I was playing, it kind of started going that way, trending that way, and I just, I don't enjoy it.
Can it be one of those things where people take it for what it is? It's an all-star game. It's a showcase, and you don't expect the type of quality play that you would expect during regular season.
Right. I mean, I don't get mad at it anymore because I knew before the game started that's how the game was going to be. So, again, I'm a little all of a sudden, I think because they scored 211 points, the 200 number, now everybody's, oh, my gosh. But
first time it's ever been done.
Yeah, but, I mean – Is it been any different to you, Wes, the last 10, 15 years? It's the same as it was.
I couldn't tell you the last time I watched an All-Star
I mean,
game.
it hasn't. Yeah, I mean,
and it's not just basketball; it's football.
Yeah, I mean, it hadn't
I watch
changed.
baseball a little.
Yeah,
but out of the 3, that's the only All-Star game I watch.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's just if knowing that, and again, I'm not up in arms. I don't like it, and I don't want to watch it. I probably came off a little bit overly critical, but again, a good point by you, Joe. I mean, you know what it is. You know what it's going to be. And so, some people like to watch that and see half-court shots and, guys going in for layups and lobs and things like that. And, if you do, that's your thing. That's good.
You watch any of the other events
I watch the
Saturday night?
I watch the skill stuff, yeah.
Yeah. And then even Rising Stars, that's probably the game that you really want to watch.
I didn't get to see that, but that seems to be a better game.
They have a target score. So they play a couple of games. It's a target score of 40, and then the 2 teams that win, they matched up for that third game. And the G League team, or the one that had mostly G League players on, they won and made it to the championship game. So Ron Holland actually was on that team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How'd he look?
He looked all right. But, I mean, the thing that everybody was focused on was Victor Wembanyama, and his team lost to the G League team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
Corliss was a coach on Victor Wembanyama's team also.
I mean, that's kind of, the G League guys are going to play with a little chip, a little want to show something. So I like that. I mean, you got something to play for.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you. I knew what it was going to be, and
yeah,
I'd rather not. I got other things to watch.
No, there's a good Shawshank Redemption might be on again.
Well, and we know they're great players and great athletes, and they can run, jump, and shoot, and so that's not something I was going to watch.
Somebody suggested playing like they play in Summer League and pick up Summer League, like the Drew League. You still play hard there, but you're not risking injury.
Yeah.
You see those guys that show up and they play there because they're trying to stay in shape for the summer.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's just absolutely, no defense at all. I mean, even in those pickup games, I mean, you're gonna try to guard. You're gonna try to keep a guy from getting a layup. You're gonna try to stay in front of him, and just nothing. So I mean,
they clamp down in the fourth quarter so they can get that winning share.
Yeah. Somebody didn't clamping down. You can't use clamp down when almost the 400 points.
You know what though?
You can't use it. You can't use that term.
So it was out of hand though. When they went to the fourth quarter, the East they controlled the game all the way through. So there was no chance the West was going to win at that point.
Let's go to Ro. What's up, Ro?
Hey, what's up? Hey, Joe, you used to play ball, so check this out. How about on the All-Star weekend, you shorten the number of the All-Star team, 10 players per team, and we know in this day and age, nobody does anything for free. You put a $10 million purse up. All right?
Yeah.
So you do that. Wait a minute. You take the next 8 highest vote getters, and you pair them up in duos, and you have a 2-on-2 contest that weekend also.
Hey, Ro, I think anything, and if you could make the $10 million cash small bills that the IRS couldn't trace, I think they would. I think anything's better. I like the skills. I think what they do with the skills is pretty cool. But anything with, I mean, that would be that'd be worth a shot. I mean, it would be better than what they got now.
In my opinion, you keep the skills competition for one reason. That's to incorporate the WNBA players into it like they like to do or whatever. They help prop the WNBA up or whatever. I'm fine with that. But, I mean, that's really not, edge of my chair like,
right.
You know what I'm saying, who's going to get it. So that's why I'm like, if you do a 2-on-2 where they can't run from it, like you either finna get cooked or you gonna cook somebody, then I think I think you'll get a lot better play out of some of those guys if they on that stage. You know what I mean?
No, it can't be
do a one-on-one contest.
Yeah, no, it can't be. Couldn't be any worse.
Thanks, Ro. Good idea.
Know what I'm saying? All right.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we can take some more phone calls. Got to hit some prop bets. Saracen, double R prop bets. We'll take a look at a couple of those. And
Time to get the double R prop bet in.
And I have a mock draft from Daniel Jeremiah. It's his second mock draft. See who the Steelers, Chiefs, and the Cowboys are going to take in the draft according to him.
We need to start at the top, though. Number 1 overall, what are they going to do?
Oh, that's a given. Done. They're
Think
trading.
so?
Yeah, it's done.
Get that rookie deal, man.
Did you see he quit following the Chicago Bears on Instagram?
Justin Fields?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. They're now taking offers for Fields. I saw that on Twitter.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. They are one of the teams that's highlighted to possibly get him.
Very well could happen. All right, we'll talk some NFL, some draft, and some Saracen prop bets next. It's Out of Bounds.
This is SportsCenter.
In college basketball over the weekend, Woodrock beat Southern Indiana 80-62 behind Jameer Chaplin's 22 points and 6 rebounds and Mikal Mitchell's 18 points and 11 rebound double-double. It was the Trojans' 5th straight win. They're 10-4 in OVC play, just 1 game back of Morehead State. They'll take on Southeast Missouri State on Thursday. Arkansas State is also streaking as they've won 5 of their last 6 games. They took down South Alabama at 76-73. They'll face Troy on Thursday. And Pine Bluff won Saturday against Alabama State but lost to Alabama A&M last night. They'll host Prairie View on this upcoming Saturday. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
This is Trey Reed from the Wild Side on 103.7 The Buzz, inviting you to join Mark Hedrick and me Tuesday nights at 7 p.m.
Brought to you by Westrock Landing at Lake Maumelle, Edwards Food Giant, all about tire and brake, Battery Outfitters, and Trader Bill's Outdoors, Hot Springs, and Little Rock locations.
It's the Wild Side, Tuesday at 7 p.m., only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Is your Oaklawn Thoroughbred racing action so close you can feel it? Or is it the view from your trackside luxury suite? However you like it, racing season is off and running at Oaklawn with live races every weekend through May 4th. It's fun by the furlong all season long. Make your reservations today at oaklawn.com. What's your Oaklawn? Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, Central Arkansas, this is Pat Bradley. Let's talk about the weekly schedule at Brewski's North. The doors open 7 days a week for lunch at 11 a.m. Happy hour goes from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. Tuesday night, it's Texas Hold'em Poker at 7 p.m. Wednesday, it's Trivia Night with Team General Trivia at 7 p.m. Thursday night gets the weekend started with live music at 9 p.m. And every Friday and Saturday night, it's a karaoke party, 9 p.m. till 2 a.m. Brewskis, you home for lunch, happy hour, and late night? Hit us up online at brewskispubandgrub.com.
RJ Hawk here with Chris Roberts from Southern Bank. And Chris, we've talked so much about that hometown feel and what it's like at Southern Bank. But if you're a commercial investor, they need to come talk to you.
We're involved with a lot of customers that have projects across the United States. Those projects can be some of the biggest projects you would see in your communities. So really, there's no project that's too large for us to look at.
If somebody's interested in learning more about what Southern Bank can do for their commercial investments, how do they get in touch with you?
You just pick up the phone and call me at 501-424-0900. Just love to talk to you about your project, see what you've got going on, and see how we can be a help to you.
And you talk about being a help. You really invest into your commercial investors by helping them through the process, looking at things to look out for along the way.
I like to think we can throw things off of each other, listen to different viewpoints, and come to the best decision.
If you want to learn more, go online, bankwithsouthern.com, or call Chris, 424-0900, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Watney Chevrolet is your destination for big Chevy savings. For a limited time, get a 2024 Equinox SUV for just $22,390, or a roomier 2024 Tahoe SUV for just $65,499. Restrictions apply, so be sure to visit WatneyChevrolet.com to learn more about these big Chevy deals, or stop by and see us at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville for a test drive and more savings on your favorite Chevy models. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler, making sure you're ready for any adventure life throws your way. We offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, expert advice, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit in-store in Mapleville or Little Rock or online at allabouttireandbrake.com. Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Make it the event that everyone wants to attend by getting your meat for tailgates, parties, or just family get-togethers at Hogg's Meat Market. Hogg's Meat Market, the steak people.
Yeah. And you say Shy City? Shy City? Shy City? I'm coming home again. Do you think about me now and then? Yeah. Do you think about me now and then? 'Cause I'm coming home again.
Wes Moore, Joe Franklin, Joe Klein. It is Out of Bounds. Saw this come across my Twitter feed. It's Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft 2.0. It's his second mock draft. Nothing changes at the top. Still going with Caleb Williams to the Bears. Bears looking to trade Justin Fields, it seems like. Teams out there will be interested in him, no doubt about it. Steelers, Falcons.
Those are the top two.
Top two. Commanders then taking Drake May from North Carolina. Patriots, Marvin Harrison Jr. That one makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they may be looking at a quarterback too.
It's like, who's going to throw to him?
Yeah, Jaden Daniels. That would be somebody they should be looking at.
Chargers are next, and they take the top offensive tackle in the draft, Notre Dame's Joe Alt. Then the Giants take Jaden Daniels.
And you're paying paying Daniel Jones $40 million a year?
Yep. For a couple more years and get rid of him?
Yeah. Okay.
Tennessee Titans, a tackle from Penn State, Atlanta Falcons. Get their quarterback, J.J. McCarthy.
What? On the 6th pick?
8th pick. No. Daniel Jeremiah has the Atlanta Falcons taking J.J. McCarthy.
No, they'll make a deal for Fields before they do that.
Absolutely, they'll do that.
Bears take a wide receiver with their second pick, the Rome Dunze from Washington. Yeah, I like that pick. I like him a lot. Jets go with a tackle. Vikings go defense, get an edge. Dallas Turner from Alabama. Broncos go with an edge rusher, the Florida State guy, Jared Verse. Raiders next. They take a cornerback from Alabama. Saints, J.C. Latham, one of the top tackles from Alabama. Colts, let me skip down here unless I see a name that we need to talk about. Bengals with the 18th pick taking Brock Bowers, the tight end from Georgia.
That'd be a great pick for them.
That would be.
That would be. I didn't realize because there for a while he was like a top 10 pick.
He dealt with some injuries during the season, so could drop a little bit. But once he goes to the combine, all these things are going to change with the mock drafts.
Yeah. Houston Texans with the 23rd pick. Daniel Jeremiah has them taking Brian Thomas, the wide receiver from LSU. That would add to their receiving core. Cowboys 24th pick and go with Oklahoma offensive tackle Tyler Guyton. And same with with Tyron Smith. Headed to free agency, may just let him go, bring in a new tackle. You could always move Tyler Smith, the left guard, to left tackle. That's why they were drafted Tyler Smith, to be the left tackle of the future, and find a spot for Tyler Guyton. I like the pick. I don't think there's anything wrong going offensive line or defensive line in the first round. I'm a big believer. You got to go in the trenches and be able to block somebody. What number were the Steelers? Did I miss
20.
them? I did miss them. 20th pick. Daniel Jeremiah.
Center. They're taking a center.
Washington. Troy Fatamau.
Yeah. So those are some of the hidden things out there where everybody's focused on the quarterback to say that certain teams need quarterbacks. Steelers are one of those examples of they need some of those positions that you don't necessarily think about, like a center, an inside linebacker. They need a punter. Not that they're going to draft a punter, but they need a punter.
Mm-hmm.
So there are plenty of other positions that they need to improve upon.
With the last pick of the first round, Daniel Jeremiah has the Kansas City Chiefs taking a wide receiver from Oregon, Troy Franklin.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good.
This morning they had I was just getting ready, and what's a Tannenbaum?
Oh, we have that clip. We need to play it.
He said McDuffie for Waddle.
Okay. He was talking about that one. He
but
made
then he
some.
had another one. Yeah, he had like 3 or 4 that were. They all made sense. I mean, they kind of made they need a receiver. They need a defensive back. I don't know that I'd want to get rid of McDuffie though.
So the Chiefs with them, they're back-to-back champs, and you can just kind of fill in some spots. It's nothing that is glaring for them to say that they absolutely have to have this.
Well, if they franchise Big Boy again,
Chris Jones,
it's going to cost them $32 million.
They need to go ahead and get a deal done.
Yeah,
just get it done.
Because now you're going to have Mahomes at 45 and him at 32.
What about your cornerback, the
Snead? They've got to make a decision on him too. They franchise tag him. It's $18 million.
That's a lot for a corner.
Yeah, I know.
But Tannenbaum, he was talking crazy about other things.
Yeah, here's a crazy one. He may have made some sense on a couple of them for you. This one, I don't know about.
Yeah, I think he would actually be a great fit with the New York, and here's why.
Oh, my gosh.
Why you want to
Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson?
Absolutely. Pay him $1 million and let him resurrect his career. I actually have experience with this. Vinny Testaverde got cut by the Baltimore Ravens. We signed him in June and went to the championship game that year. So if you're Russell Wilson and you don't get
Nola early, Mike.
Hey Bart, where else is he going to go? He has to resurrect his career. So if you have to sit for a year, why not sit behind one of the greatest of all times and then be a free agent again? It's when I was
reasons.
Guys, where is he going to go? He's 36 years old. No one's going to hand him a starting job. He's going to have to be a backup somewhere.
The Florham Park would be like the Real Husbands of Hollywood if you have Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson.
You would have to put them back on Hard Knocks.
You would have to
do it again.
You would have to.
Where,
my goodies.
You want to take this one?
Yo.
Crazy talk.
Has he fallen that far that nobody will take Russell Wilson as their starting
Mike
quarterback?
Tannenbaum is talking crazy.
I think he was on the pipe.
Here's why teams will want him, and Mike Tannenbaum did mention the fact that you can pay him a vet minimum a little over $1 million, and you have Russell Wilson. Because if the Broncos decide to release him, they're still on the hook of almost $40 million for this year, paying him. So he's already going to be paid. And then wherever he decides to sign, he's going to sign for minimum money. He doesn't have to get big money from wherever he signs.
I'm just telling you, the quote-unquote genius Sean Payton, in my opinion, he really messed this whole thing up.
Absolutely.
Because the year to do all this is next year. wouldn't it? I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, and you're gonna be off the hook for a lot of money next year if Denver. Nobody's gonna trade for him, knowing that they're not gonna keep him. I mean, they can't keep him.
They put themselves in a bind.
Right. They back themselves instead of just, look, we're not going to the playoffs. We're not. Who did they play at backup? The kid from Auburn.
Yeah, Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, he's not going to be he's not the answer. So I mean, just play him, lose the games, play him, and try to show fake it, man. Talk about how much better he's getting, how much you like him, how much you think we're going to turn the quarter and play the game instead of just trashing him, benching him, and then now look where you are. You're going to have to cut him, and I mean, just if I was the owner of the Broncos, and I'm sure we signed him before you got here and all that stuff, but I mean, Sean Payton is just this is just is coming across very, I just scratch my head on it. I mean, I can't figure out why he would paint himself into the corner like that and not try to find a way to get that salary and get rid of him.
They were going to have to pay him one way or another. And that's what he was trying to avoid because Russell Wilson had an injury clause in the contract. Mm-hmm. So those last few games, if he gets injured, you're on the hook for that money, but you're on the hook for the money regardless.
Yeah, I mean, I just –
why not load up and first round take a lot? Because the problem with them, to me, was the offensive line was trash. They couldn't run it, and they couldn't not protect him. They've got receivers, running backs serviceable. But if you had an offensive line, it would make everybody better. Go out and draft and use your first-round pick, maybe even your second-round pick on offensive lineman. Go sign an offensive lineman in free agency and fix the offensive line and see what Russell Wilson can do with a little protection.
Yeah, see if you can make him a quarterback where you like Elway was at the end of his career, handed it off to Terrell Davis and being able to make a play here or there, but not having to carry the load.
He had a good year. Sean Payton went in there with an agenda where he didn't want him. But if you look at his numbers, he had a good year. He had one of those years where there are a lot of teams that say they would take that guy and the stats that he put up.
Over on the Southern Structural Solutions text line, Big Joe from Cabot says, hey, way to go, Wes. Skipping over the Cardinals. Sorry, Big Joe. Arizona Cardinals with the 4th overall pick take Malik Neighbors, wide receiver from LSU.
Oh, I thought he was talking about baseball.
I thought so, too.
Maybe he was. But I did skip over I guess I don't know why I skipped the Cardinals and went to the Chargers because Malik Neighbors, SEC guy, and he would be the top second receiver after Marvin Harrison Jr. taken off the board.
He makes him better.
No. He's a heck of a player.
Russell Wilson this year, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. There are plenty of teams that would take that.
Yeah,
and he missed some games.
No, he wasn't trash.
I mean,
was he great? No, but not terrible. Give him some help. All right, when we come back, wow, one segment to go. We got to look at some of these double R prop bets. Let me get Joe involved.
I'm
Mr.
ready.
Saracen.
I'm Supreme Court Justice Barbara Webb, and I'm excited to announce my candidacy for the position of Chief Justice. From private practice to prosecuting attorney to justice on the Supreme Court, my over 4 decades of courtroom experience have more than prepared me for this opportunity. I'll be an experienced and prepared Chief Justice with a fresh perspective on how to tackle our biggest problems, and that's exactly what Arkansans deserve. I'll focus on reducing case backlogs, expanding public access to the court, and modernizing our current systems and processes to save time and create efficiencies. Most importantly, I will uphold the rule of law and protect our Constitution. That's what I've done my entire life, and that's what I'll do as your next Chief Justice. With your support, I will continue to be a fair and independent voice that all Arkansans can trust.
Remember, early voting begins February 20th, and Election Day is March 5th. Paid for by the Barbara Webb for Chief Justice Committee.
Are you ready for a better forklift experience? River Valley Tractor and Castle Forklift have teamed up to manage your material handling needs. From diesel, lithium, propane, and so much more, Castle's product line is versatile, ready for the next generation of consumers to make every job easier. Step into the future of forklift innovation. Choose Castle. Visit River Valley Tractor, your authorized Castle forklift dealers in Central Arkansas.
Honda ATVs have a rock-solid reputation. Right now, upgrade your adventure with incredible deals on Honda accessories. For a limited time, buy select new Honda ATVs and get up to $300 in free accessories, helping you have more fun on the trails. Head over to Richards Honda at 6600 South University in Little Rock and save big on accessories today. Honda accessory rebate offer is valid with the purchase of a new and unregistered 2024 and prior ATV models. Check with participating Honda dealers for complete details.
So I was talking to my friend Bobby the other day, and he said, is this QC Kinetics real? Like, will they really get rid of my joint pain? I said, absolutely. If you've got injuries or if you've got arthritis, just call them today for that free consultation, and they will show you exactly how your own body will heal itself. Hey everybody, it's RJ Hogg. QC Kinetics uses regenerative medicine that is transforming lives with innovative, non-surgical, drug-free treatments that deliver lasting results. Knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain. Do you have arthritis or maybe an old injury? Don't let this pain keep you from living your best life. QC Kinetics is a revolutionary approach that can get you long-term relief with no downtime. Make 2024 the year you reclaim your mobility. Do like many people in Central Arkansas have done. Call QC Kinetics now for that free consultation. 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. Once again, the consultation's free at QC Kinetics.
Sumo 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 is Arkansas's first ever exhibition of sumo wrestling featuring the world's largest sumo, Hiroki, who stands 6'4", 580 pounds. Featured in the movie John Wick 4, he will go belly to belly against a 6'4", 500-pound Raimi, and Mindy, who is 5'10" and weighs 330 pounds. In addition, they will wrestle celebrities Roger Scott, Heather Baker, and Don Gooch. All the action will be in Hot Springs at the Bank OZK Arena on March 3rd at 6 p.m. Tickets can be purchased at www.hotsprings.org/events.
Bull riding, the perfect fusion of strength, skill, and pure willpower. Professional bull riders aren't just athletes, they're daredevils with cowboy souls. Come experience the true modern West, where 8 seconds of glory will create a lifetime of memories. It's the Unleash the Beasts PBR Little Rock at Simmons Bank Arena, March 15th and 16th. Stop any participating Circle K for a 20% off ticket discount code when you buy Monster Energy.
Get only the best customer service and the best selection of meats at Hogg's Meat Market, where they have sliced boar head deli meats and cheeses. Hogg's Meat Market, the steak people.
Wrapping it up, let me tell you about Big O Tires. Our friends at Big O Tires right now, they got a good deal for you. Always good deals. Just go to the website, bigotires.com/deals to see the monthly deals. They know you may need a new set of tires, but you don't have the cash for it. Maybe waiting until you get that refund check. Well, you don't have to wait at Big O Tires. They have financing options available right now. And they know your credit may not be perfect. They're willing to work with you. Great selection of tires, all the name brand tires, plus they have the Big O Tire. And at Big O Tires, excuse me, they do more than just tires. They'll work on your vehicle. Mechanics are there waiting on you. Get that car back out on the road running as smooth as ever. In Cabot, it's Prospect Court right in front of Kroger. In Conway, they're on Harkrider. Go see our friends at Big O Tires, the team we trust. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin, Joe Klein, Joe, and Wes.
Yes.
We got the Joes covered.
No doubt. Let's cover the prop bets. The double R prop bets for Arkansas A&M. Stop me if you hear one you like, okay? Or I'll just roll through them. Chandler Lawson, over 1.5, over half assist.
Wait. Like scoring?
Over 1.5.
So he's got to score up 2 points.
2 points and 1 assist.
Oh.
Now, it is minus 135, so it's, it's not great odds.
I don't like the assist. That's
really?
The one I don't like.
I looked it up. 2 of the last 3 games, he had 0 assists.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one.
That's the hang up.
Yeah. That's the You hear the 1 point, and you're like, I'm all over that. And then you're like, oh. And then it's like, gotcha.
All right, how about L. Ellis and Caleb Battle over 2.5 combined assists? I think they get that. They combine for 3 assists. And over 5.5 combined three-point attempts.
Attempts?
Attempts.
Oh, I would do
That's
that.
6 attempts.
6 3-point attempts. And
3 assists to hit the over.
that all is based on how long Caleb Battle plays.
All right, well, sticking with Caleb Battle. Caleb Battle over 7.5 points and over 2.5 three-pointers attempted.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah,
8
that
points,
one's better.
3 threes attempted.
That's the one I like the best.
Pretty much even money. Layden Blocker over score point, over half a point, and over 1.5 field goals attempted.
Yes. Yeah.
How much is he going to play?
Exactly, but if he gets any time on the court,
he didn't score in his last 2 games.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's worth a risk.
Yeah, somebody wrote in on the Southern Structural Solutions text line and said to load up on Layden Blocker. He sees him hitting it, and I looked it up. He hadn't scored in the last 2 games.
What are the odds on that one?
Minus 165. Not good odds.
Oh, everything is minus.
Now we're getting some plus here. Arkansas as a team, over 19.5 free throws attempted and over 31.5 rebounds. Rebounds scare me tonight.
Yeah, I think they'll get the free
Let
throws.
me look.
Time.
We know the last time they got over 19.5 free throws.
Well, but they didn't get. I don't think they got right at 30 rebounds.
They had against Mississippi State 27 rebounds, and against A&M the first time 35 rebounds.
Which, if you average it out, it averages out to 31.
Double R, working the averages. Here's one I like: Devo Davis over 6.5 points. Over 27.5 minutes played.
I like
that one. That one's good.
L. Ellis, over 8.5 points, over 5.5 field goals attempted.
I like that. I think he'll play a lot of minutes.
I lost on L. Ellis Saturday. It was also 8.5 points. He had 8. Went to the free throw line at the end of the game. Had to make the first one. Missed the second one on purpose to try to get the rebound. He missed the first
one.
And then he intentionally missed the second. He finished with 8 points. Jalen Graham over 9.5 points, over 1.5 rebounds. I'm not sure about Jalen playing, so I wouldn't. Jeremiah Davenport over 3.5 points and over a half a three-pointer made.
I'll take that.
I think with Davenport, he's going to play more tonight in that 4-guard lineup, and he rebounds. So I think he's going to get opportunities to play.
Hitting a 3, that's the one that scares you, though.
Yeah, but But the thing is, with him, he's going to shoot it. I mean, he's not bashful.
No,
so
he may be 0 for 3, but he's going to shoot it.
You're going to have a chance.
Joe's opinion, I don't think he's going to play. Maybe he will. Keon Minifield over 5.5 points, over half a rebound, defensive rebound, and Minifield's the same thing. I don't know how much he's going to play.
Yeah.
He played 12 and a half minutes the first time against A&M.
Didn't play the second half, right?
Yeah, that's right. And then against Mississippi State,
3 minutes 27 seconds.
3:58 total for the game.
Yeah, 3:58. So,
Mekhi Mitchell and Chandler Lawson over 7.5 combined rebounds. I like that. And over 2.5 combined. Ooh, it cut it off. 2.5 combined blocks. I like this. Over 7.5 rebounds. I think they definitely get that. Over 2.5 blocks. That's
not bad.
No.
Done.
I just bet that one. Mekhi Mitchell over 10.5 points, over 1.5 blocks.
How many?
10.5 points, 1.5 blocks.
I think he's going to play a lot.
Yeah.
So, I don't. That one doesn't scare me.
No, it doesn't me either. I like that too. Tremont Mark over 12.5 points. Over 5.5 free throws attempted.
He needs to bounce back.
Yeah.
So those are
and what Coach Z tell us. He's from that area. He's from Houston, Dickinson, which is right outside of Houston.
Yeah.
College Station's close. A lot of friends and family there. I like that one.
Yeah, he's going to be in the game.
That's plus 135.
If he doesn't get in foul trouble, he might play 40 minutes. So, yeah, that's okay.
So Randy will be happy. We're going with a lot of
we got a couple of them now. One last one. Arkansas team over 24.5 field goals made and over 11.5 turnovers. I think they'll get the turnovers.
Yeah.
Well, they had 8 against Mississippi State. Only had 8 turnovers, so that was a good game. Last time against A&M, they had 8 turnovers.
Yep.
So Double R may be off on that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from that one. And the 24.5 field goals, I don't.
Yeah.
That's a little scary for me. 24.5.
I don't like that one.
What'd they have against Mississippi
They had
State?
6 and
25 made
25.
baskets against Mississippi State. 20 against A&M the last time.
I think A&M's going to play them some zone. So
Zone doesn't scare me anymore with Arkansas. I think they move it makes them move the ball inside out, and that's actually turns out to be a good thing. Double R had his ears burning.
Oh, you two are pitiful. I mean, pitiful.
We had a couple we liked.
Good.
I think
there
we
were
found 3 or 4 that we liked.
more this time.
I have no hair left after that deal.
you putting all you bet all that action tonight. How do you watch the game with hundreds of thousands of dollars on it all the time like that?
I'm not sure there's hundreds of dollars.
How'd you make out against the Mississippi State game? How many of your prop bets hit?
Mississippi State
Saturday.
40%.
Oh, okay. So
40%.
like 5 out of 16, 6 out of 16.
Well, no, I mean you have to throw out the ones that didn't
true.
play.
They didn't play.
Yeah. So that helped the number.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I put Graham down. I quit putting down Brazil.
Yeah.
I hadn't done that in weeks.
You're going to put Bay Fall in now.
Yeah, I haven't been putting him in.
I bet Bay plays a little bit tonight out of necessity.
But I mean, if I know we're not supposed to be overly sensitive about these, but I just take the numbers, and I take the numbers. Then I look back, to the previous performance. If you take Arkansas's complete season, I'm talking about SEC season, then what'd you say that you ridiculed me over the 8 turnovers?
Yes. No, it was over 11.5 turnovers.
Yeah. Okay,
last
game. Oh, let's go back to that last game. They played against Mississippi State. They only had 7 turnovers. 8. I knew it was 7 or 8. But yeah, well, duh. One game.
They played really well against Mississippi State to only have 8 turnovers.
Go to the Tennessee game.
Now, and here's the other thing. This game means a heck of a lot more to A&M than it does for Arkansas.
No doubt.
The heat is on.
You can believe that they're going to push that ball tonight, A&M is, because they don't want to get into a foul fest like it got into last time.
Yeah.
Which
I don't want them
means-
to either. That wasn't fun.
I don't trust Arkansas's guards with the ball.
Short show for you coming up. What are you going to do?
I hate that. We're going to talk, obviously, Arkansas baseball. Kevin Bohannon comes on to break that down. Then we'll have Trey Biddy, and he'll admit it's slow right now.
Yeah.
It is slow.
All right.
Hey, man, come see us at Corky's.
Corky's got some great specials right now.
$8 wraps tonight.
Ooh.
75-cent wings tomorrow. Going to do a buffet and Mondays in March. Going to have pork, chicken, sausage, all that stuff. $16. Come see us.
Stick around. Drive Time Sports is next.
Bradley for Brewskis. Everybody